give me a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a reason. You better keep yourself moving. Don't give me a reason.
Yep.
Tile Farmers versus Stephanie Vogel. Hello.
Hi.
Your name?
Stephanie Vogel.
Cool. All right. Where are we? What's the current balance?
Your Honor, $1,585.79. There was a payment of $350 from yesterday.
Right, and that's what they told me. All right. Go ahead. How would you get the rest done? Here.
We already told you guys. We had to wait till the 1st.
Hold on.
I'm angry. I'm angry with their attorneys.
Okay. But I don't know why you gotta yell at me. I'm just asking. Whatever happened there, I don't know.
It's like they're
Well, Your
just
Honor,
out
I
to
can
get
tell
me.
you what happened. Miss Vogel emailed me asking what would happen if she had to leave to go pick up her kids. And I told her that I would have to ask for a default judgment if she wasn't present when the court called her case. And she then responded and told me that I am ignorant and accused me of
No,
having.
I said that this is ignorant.
No, you said.
Maybe repeat it properly. I can show them the
That
message.
is so ignorant.
It is.
And then
I
you
have children to
accused me of
pick up.
having
I've
it
been
out
sitting
for
here
your
for 2
family.
hours. And literally, I did everything you guys asked me to do.
Ma'am, that is entirely my fault. I will take the blame for that. Had my staff known, you wouldn't have to deal with Ms. Dornbush. You could have dealt with my staff. But having said that, and there are other things, sometimes I like to set these dockets. I try to get them going on time, but there are other things that I have to take care of.
And I can understand that respect.
So if you had just let my staff know, I would have tried to do the same thing that I did.
I'm just trying to understand why we're here today. Because I did what you asked.
Hold on.
Would have just turned it over as a continuance for the 1st, because we had already agreed that on the 1st, I'll call Hawk back. I'll do the MAP program. We'll get the funding, go from there.
But, okay. So let me explain why you're here today.
Mhm.
Because we have to make sure that the payments in the interim come in. Don't give me that, ma'am. I'm gonna tell you what. Ms. Dornbush may want to take your attitude. I do not take anybody's attitude. I'll just issue a judgment now, and that's not going to be to your benefit. I don't want to do that.
Mhm.
Am I understood? I'm just trying to explain to you that.
Yep.
You will never disrespect me.
And
might as well get
ask me if
judgment.
I understand.
That is by default. Or no tribal issue. After a hearing, I'll issue a judgment for the 1585.79.
Needs to be paid by when?
Writ date 10 days. You got to pay that by May 4th. Thank you. Thank you. Your attitude.
Where do I find it?
Attitude elsewhere.
Where do I get
You
this?
better take it out of here right now, or you're going to go back there. Take it out of here. Yeah, you Huff, you better be disrespectful. Just give me a reason. Give me a reason. You better keep yourself moving. Don't give me a reason. Folks, why don't you give me about 2 minutes? I will get you out of here. I'm just going to take a brief recess. I don't want to. All right. And all I needed was a minute. I'm good now. Haverhill on Clark versus Eric Britton.
Hello, Judge. Good morning, Judge.
And good morning, Rania Haddad for the plaintiff.
All right. Good morning. And what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Plaintiff is alleging $899.90 in arrears due and owing through the end of this month, attorney fees and costs in the amount of $170 for a total redemptive amount of $1,069.90.
$1,069
and
20 cents.
90 cents, 90.
90 cents. Okay. Thank you. All right. And how are you intending on getting that paid?
I've been paying all month, so I just gotta. I'm doing Uber Eats right now. It'll be paid by the rest of the month. Can I explain this a little bit briefly to you, so you know why I'm behind?
Well, I don't, oh, go ahead if you want, briefly.
Yeah, my security deposit, it was moved out of my rent balance at the end of February, so I had to pay like 1,500 on top of my 1,300 rent in March. So that's just what put me a little behind, but I'll be back caught up before May starts.
Before May 1st?
Yes, I owe 900 currently.
Okay, well, you owe that plus costs, so you owe about $1,070 right now.
To the court, or
No, that's all to the plaintiff, all to your landlord.
oh, all right.
All right. So within, say, this next week, how much can you get paid? How much can you get? Yeah.
7
much can you
days.
pay?
800.
Okay, so you can get 800 sometime this week. I'm just going to put by the 30th. Okay. Now the problem's going to be is that your May rent's going to click in.
Yeah.
Okay, so your balance, you're going to pay part of this, but then your balance is going to kick back up by the time we come back for the next hearing.
Right.
Okay. And counsel, I don't have another date until May 8th. I'm not here on the 1st for second hearings. So I'm going to have to adjourn this to May 8th, 2026 at 1 p.m. Sir, that's an in-person hearing. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to get the 800 in and then whatever else you can get in, and then we'll come back and we'll figure out where we are and see what we can do on this. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge. And I will note that my manager with Haverhill is also in the Zoom gallery in case any of the defendants have any questions or,
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, sir.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
All right. You do the same. Haverhill on Clark versus Jennifer Carthage.
good morning, Rania Haddad for the plaintiff.
She
Hi,
is,
Jennifer Carthage.
there she is. Okay. Hello. All
Hi.
right. How much is owing on, what is plaintiff's claim?
Yes, Judge, I'm showing rent to retain currently in the amount of $2,510. Attorney fees and costs in the amount of $170 for a total of $2,680.
I wonder why is it the
Alright.
2,000? Because on my paper it said 14.
All right, your paper, you mean on the notice that you received for court?
Yes, it said 1410. Why is it?
Okay, and if
25?
you look at the date that was signed, that only takes you through March.
Okay,
So April's now up due.
okay. But I wanted to know
Alright.
where the other 1,000 came from.
I'm sorry?
The other 1,000, where did that come from?
What's your monthly rent?
It's my
Your
monthly
monthly
rent is
rent's about
13.
1,300.
Yeah.
So at the end of March, you owed 1,441 according to the complaint. Your monthly rent is about 1,300. That's going to take you around $2,750. And I'm assuming there might be a payment in there. So that's good. That April is what brings the number up, man.
Okay.
That is correct, Your Honor. It looks like there was a payment on April 2nd, 2026, but before that payment, there was, let me see, actually. My ledger is very light. I'm not really sure if I don't want to make any misrepresentations to the court, but it
No,
looks like there was a payment made, and then that brought the balance to 2,400 and, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, Judge.
It's
I cannot read it. And then April late fees, and so that brought the balance to 2,510, which does not include the attorney fees and costs. And I mean, this is going to be in adjournment anyway. If the defendant has any questions, she's obviously more than welcome to go to management and have a conversation about.
absolutely.
Okay. And
All right.
I also I filled out for DHS too, because I currently lost my job, so I'm trying to figure that out too.
Okay.
My job
So here's the
closed.
thing. You don't, between now and the next date, you don't have anything you think you can pay. Is that correct?
Well, my next check will come to next week on Wednesday. Well,
All
so
right.
it come Wednesday night, so I won't have anything till like Thursday.
Okay, that's fine. So that's the 30th. How much do you think you can pay?
I could pay 1,000.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Here's what we're gonna do. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna put that you're gonna pay that 1,000 by the 30th. I'm gonna adjourn your case out to May 8th, 2026 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. Okay.
Okay, you said
What?
May 8th.
Go ahead.
Okay, May 8th.
Yeah, May 8th. That's 2 Fridays from today. Okay.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is, what you can do is you can get to the management, try to see what you can work out, if anything. What I'm
Mhm.
also going to suggest you do, have you called Hawk or?
No, I just filled out for DHS and I have an appointment on the 27th with them.
Okay, so you filled out something for state emergency relief?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, just so that you know, how many people are in your unit?
Just me.
Just you? All
Mhm.
right. So that would be about $400. $410 is the most that they're going to pay on that.
Okay.
So don't think it's the name is a bad name when they say state emergency relief, because it sounds like they might cover everything. That's not going to happen. Okay.
Mhm.
So I say that so that people don't think that that's out there. What I would like you to do though is to contact Hawk. Do you have that phone number?
I can look it up.
Oh, well, why don't I give it to you? You got something to write with?
Yeah.
Because by the time you look it up, you'll forget to call. And then I'll be staring at you asking why you didn't call.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Here's the number. It's 734
Uh-huh.
961
Okay.
1999.
Okay.
Okay. So call them. Now, one other thing, in your packet, there's a rental assistance form. Okay.
Mhm.
You need to fill that out and put particularly your DHS tracking number that you have on that form and submit that to the court by Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
Honor, if I may, I don't mean to interrupt the court. I'm glad that the court actually brought this, shed some light on this. I just want to manage the defendant's expectations. I did hear her say that she's currently unemployed. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't start my next job until the end of the month.
Okay, so I just
Mhm.
wanted to manage the expectations, Your Honor, because unfortunately, the caveat to state emergency relief, even though it is deceiving, the title, the name state emergency relief, is that the defendant has to be working and has to have some type of income coming in, otherwise she wouldn't qualify. That is the
Yeah.
caveat.
No, she said,
Oh,
right.
my
She
job
said that
closed.
hold on.
Okay.
She said that she was going to start a new job.
Right.
So they're going to, both Hawk and DHS would be making a sustainability determination. So I don't worry about that. But my understanding is she was starting a new job.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. So we'll see ma'am, May 8th, 1 p.m.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Haverhill on Clark versus, is it Tyler Jackson? Probably pronounced that wrong.
Good morning, Rania Haddad for the plaintiff.
Oh, there she is. Trying to get unmuted. Just relax. You get unmuted. We'll wait a little bit. No, you're not unmuted.
Okay,
There we go.
Sorry, good morning.
Good morning. All right. What is plaintiff's claim?
Plaintiff is alleging $3,127 in rent to retain, attorney fees and costs in the amount of $170 for a total of $3,297.
All right. All right, Ms. Jackson, how are you intending on getting that paid?
Yeah, so I've been just paying every 2 weeks as I get paid $1,000 for the last 2 months. I've been trying to catch up that way. I've also reached out to DHS as well. So I'm just waiting to hear back from them. It's been about
All
a
right.
week.
All right. Let's break that apart a little bit. How many people are in your unit?
2.
2.
Mhm.
Okay, so that you know, DHS, that's gonna be about 520 that they cover. Okay?
Anything helps.
No, yeah, I'm with you. I just want to make sure that you understood that, okay? So that's
Okay.
the first thing. And then you can pay $1,000. When can you pay that by, you think?
Yeah, so I can pay that by next Friday.
By the first?
Yes.
Okay, so pay that to the landlord on the first.
Okay.
Okay. Your monthly rent is around 853.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll be, I guess we'll be staying steady is best way to kind of put it. Okay. So
Okay.
with the DHS, you need to fill out the form that's in your packet called a rental assistance form. File that with the court by next Wednesday.
Okay.
All right. What I also want you to do then also is call Hawk. Okay.
Okay.
And see whether or not you can get some assistance to get yourself sort of to ground zero so that then you can catch yourself up. Okay. That balance has to be under 3,000 by the time that they pay. Okay.
Okay.
So let's do this. I'll adjourn it out to May 8th,
Hey,
2026 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. Okay?
okay. 1 p.m.
Yes, ma'am. Do you
Okay.
have Hawk's number?
Yes.
All right. So give them a call right away so you can get yourself in line and get an appointment and see what your eligibility might be. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right. You're welcome. You have a great day.
You as well.
Judge, I must add that I'm thoroughly impressed by your honor's knowledge of the amounts that are covered by DHS. I might have to call the court and ask and you know, in my other cases in different districts.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think
I'll
any
tell
other
you-
judge, I don't think any other judge is aware of any formula or whatever that's used by DHS to calculate the amounts that are covered.
Gosh, what's that again? I'm brilliant. That's why? No, I'm kidding. Um, here's here's what I'll do. We have a chart here, and I'll just have my staff send that over to you.
Okay, that sounds good. I appreciate that.
Right? Okay. Haverhill on Clark versus Kristen Russell.
Rania Haddad for the plaintiff.
And I think he's here. There he is.
Hello.
Mr. Russell.
Hello.
All right. What is plaintiff's claim?
Your Honor, it looks like this is just a residual balance of $114 that does not include the attorney fees and costs of $170. So he does have a total of $284 with the attorney fees and costs. This is a situation where if he just pays off the balance of $114, we'd be inclined to dismiss the case.
Sir?
Yes. Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right. All right. When do you think you can get this paid?
Well, probably in the next couple months. I did have an unexpected medical test that wasn't covered by insurance, so that's what got me backed up. But my previous balance was paid off through, I think, SOS Community Services.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so you've already used Hawk and got that paid off. And so now you're in a situation, are you currently working or?
I'm on disability, fixed income.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Your monthly rent going forward,
Uh-huh.
are you going to be able to get that covered or?
Yeah, I have been able to pay, I think I don't know if it's 2 or 3 months. I have been paying, but there was a, I guess, paperwork snafu between the landlord and RPI management, who hold my Section 8. And
Gotcha.
yeah, it took a while to get that completed, so.
Okay. So what's your monthly portion, sir? 279?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. With the circumstances that you're in, you've got to get this back balance paid, but it sounds like to me you're gonna be trying to pay that in addition to what your monthly rent is.
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay. So what I'm going to adjourn this out to May 8th, 2026 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing, sir, okay?
Okay.
But in the interim, why don't you contact management or the attorney's office and see what type of, if you can just cover this in the next, like you said, 2 months. Sounds like in your mind, you kind of worked it out as to how you can get this cleared.
Yes.
See if you can work that out. They can do a conditional order dismissal and be done with it, okay?
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll see you next, or in 2 weeks. All
Okay.
right,
Thank you.
take care. Haverhill on Clark versus Myra South.
Good morning, Rania Haddad for the plaintiff.
She's here. Oh, did she disappear?
Hi,
There she is.
I'm here. Hi, Your Honor. Good morning.
Hello, Miss South. How are you?
Whew, I've been better. Not great,
Okay.
but I'm here.
All right.
Yeah.
What is plaintiff's claim? Let's see where we are.
Yes, Judge, I'm showing rent to retain in the amount of $5,995.78. Attorney fees and costs in the amount of $170 for a total redemptive amount in the amount of $6,165.78. I do need to note for the record, Your Honor, that it has just come to my attention that there are some damage charges that might be assessed before the next hearing date for some damages caused by the defendant's, I believe it's the defendant's son. I just wanted her to be aware of that, because this number that I am stating on the record is likely to change at the next hearing.
Okay. All right, Miss South. What happened? Were you? When do you think you can try to get this paid? I mean, what do you have in
So,
mind?
so Your Honor, this has been a long process. It originated when I lost my job back in November. Long story short, I've been working recently with Friends Indeed, the Disability Network, and who else? And then, so I applied for help through, it's called Men's and Women's Working for a Change, as well as Ypsilanti Thrift Store, to see if they can help, because Hawk would not pay or would not help until the balance is under, or 3,000 and under.
Correct.
I've been making monthly payments of about $2,000. So, I mean, I still plan on paying my payments every month. I make a payment of the rent itself by the 5th, and then I make an additional payment of $350 on the 25th. So it's just been a work in process. I just got another job. I'm going through that. I'm waiting on my fingerprints and everything to be sent off, because for
All
my
right.
massage
Okay.
license. So I'm
All right.
praying that I get my job within the next
Okay.
month.
South, Miss South.
Yes, yes.
I got you, and I realized I asked an open-ended question. All right, do me
I
a
know,
favor.
and I will keep
No,
going. I'm stressed.
I know it's
You're
okay.
gonna hear it all.
I was hearing everything you said. Just take a breath, okay? It sounds like you're trying
Mhm.
to get yourself through this. It sounds like there may be some other charges coming. We'll deal with that, but
Mhm.
let's figure out how we can try to at least try to see a way to get you to ground
Yeah,
zero if we can. Okay.
yeah, yes, sir.
So the first thing is in the packet, there is a rental assistance form.
Yes,
You
sir.
need to fill that out, get that to the court by this Wednesday upcoming. All right, with that information. All right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And then I'm going to adjourn it out to May 8th, 2026 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing.
Yes,
So
sir.
now, by that point in time, you said you pay what, 2,000 or what's your rent on the 5th?
So I pay my actual rent by the 5th, and then I pay an addition of $350 every 25th. So by
Okay.
that time, I'm gonna pay my payment tomorrow, and then I'll have Meg's rent paid by the 5th. So it will be done
Okay,
by the time
I
I
got
see
you.
you.
Your
So
Honor, if I
let me
may,
just,
if
let
I may,
me just, go ahead.
I think she's referring to a previous
Yeah,
conditional dismissal. So she has to understand that conditional dismissal, although we did not file, I believe we are under new management. We have a new property manager. So the previous property manager did not keep up with all of those. So we weren't able to reinstate the case. So we had to file a new case instead. So the previous
Got it.
agreement pursuant to the conditional dismissal has now expired. And so now we are in court for this new balance. So whatever payment arrangement she had before, we obviously, whatever agreement we enter into is going to be the new agreement. So
okay.
she can still continue to
Oh,
pay additionally if
Yes,
she
I
needs to,
mean,
just to
that's what
pay down the balance,
yes, yes,
but that payment arrangement no longer applies.
okay.
okay,
Thank
because
you.
that's passed. Okay. So Ms. South, you're gonna pay $350 on
I plan on
the
doing it
20.
tomorrow. Yes.
All right. So I'm just gonna mark my file that you're gonna pay that on the 25th. And
Yes,
then
sir.
by May 5th, you're gonna pay what, your 1,700 or about $1,800?
Yes, sir. 1712.
All right. All right. So May 5th, you're gonna pay 1,712. All right. Let me ask you this. Did Hawk take your application?
No, they pretty much haunted. They said I have to get either a promissory note or I have to pay that balance down, pay the 2,800 down before they assist. So yeah.
Okay, I got you. So they want some agreement that you reached with the landlord or something that
Or yes. Or
that would
by
allow
another
the amount in excess of the 3,000 to be paid in some fashion.
yes, sir.
All
Or
right.
I have to
So
have the
why
help
don't you,
from I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. So
I was just
if you can talk with your management and see if they're willing to do that. I realize you've had a previous conditional order dismissal, but at least the worst they can say is no to you, right?
right.
And then we're back in the same boat. So reach
Okay.
out, see if you can work something out along those lines. That way,
Okay.
at least maybe $3,000 can come in, and then you can figure out how to get this other part down. Okay.
Yes, sir. And I'm trying, and I mean, I'm doing, but thank you for that. I appreciate it.
It's okay. I realize you're trying. Sometimes we try and it just we look up and we think we haven't gotten anywhere, but you're at least trying to keep yourself from going further into hole. And that
Yeah.
sometimes that's part of the process additionally. Okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Haverhill on Clark versus Jerome Taylor.
Yes, good morning, Rania Haddad for the plaintiff.
All right. And there's Mr. Taylor. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I think I'm okay. All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we are showing rent to retain in the amount of $2,770, attorney fees and costs in the amount of $170 for a total of $2,940.
All right. And so he is directly under 3,000. I have a note. He had an appointment with Hawk on April 21st. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
And they're waiting on documents from the tenant and the leasing office. And so they would go ahead, sir.
I submitted all the documents I needed for Hawk with
Okay.
them, and same with the DHS. So I'm just waiting back to hear from them.
Okay, so you also have a DHS. All right. So how many people are in your unit?
Just me.
Okay, so that's about 410 of this amount. How much your monthly rent is around 1,310? Is that right?
1335.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. I need you to fill out in your packet the rental assistance form. Put what agencies and other things that you're applying to on that form. Get that to the court by next Wednesday, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so that's the first thing. The next thing is, so here's what's gonna happen. By the time you come back before me, the balance is going to be over the 3,000 cap for Hawk. Okay, so my question to you is, between now and say the 7th of May, what can you pay?
Between now and the 7th, I can pay at least 400 on the rearage. And with the May rent coming up, I wouldn't be able to pay that in full until after the 12th with the current income
Okay,
status
all
I
right,
have.
so I get how you did your math, all right? Oh my goodness. Everybody, I have to stop for a moment because waving at me in the screen is Judge Slay. The famous Judge Slay is there, the FOC. Hello, Judge Slay.
Hi, Judge. How you doing? Good morning.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. I heard your voice as I was walking by, and so I had to stop and say hi.
Okay, well, thank you for doing that. And I will say, Ms. Mazur is with you, and I'll just take a moment. The setup of the friend of the court being in our landlord tenant hearings was your idea. It is working out fantastically for everybody, and you deserve all the credit in the world for making that happen because it's helped us with a number of cases. So
Sarah is
thank you.
fantastic. Thanks for letting us be a part of your docket. And as Hannibal Smith would say, I love it when a plan comes together.
Yes, indeed. I'm still
Go
trying to
AT.
get Miss Mazur as a Maryland Terrapin to take down that Michigan thing in the back, but she won't do it.
Just hold her in contempt.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Sorry
you.
to interrupt.
Not a problem. Take care. All right. So, sir, here's what's going to happen. I get what your math was.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to be looking at the sort of full number. So if that makes any sense to you. So what I've got right now is you're at about 2940. Your monthly rent, you said it was 1335 or something?
Yes.
All right. So 1335. And so when I do my math, if I'm doing it correctly, I'm looking at coming into May, a total amount of about 4275. Got that? And I'm not including any late fees that might kick in. I'm just looking at that number. And in order for Hawk to pay, which is going to be the big balance, I've got to get this number back to the $3,000 range.
All right.
You okay? So if you're going to pay 400 and then that you'll pay that by when, sir?
I can pay that by the 30th.
All right. So pay that 400 by the 30th. And then you said by the 12th, how much do you think you can pay?
The 12th, I can pay the full 1335 for May.
Okay. All right. I got
As long
you.
as the rearage gets taken care of, I should be okay going forward.
So Your Honor, may I
Right.
suggest that he just pays May's rent so we can keep the arrears below that?
Right. That's
But
what
I
I'm
want-
trying to make sure that happens, but he won't have that until the 12th.
Correct. And then late fees, I know they will tack on by then. So
I got you. I get it. I'm not great at math, but I think I got it worked out in my head, kind of. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll adjourn you out until the 8th. Let's make sure that 400 goes in. All right. And also that to see, I think if you got your documents in, then they're going to be waiting on documents from the landlord. Let's see where Hawk is at that point, and then see what we can arrange to try to get you all caught up. Okay.
okay.
My client
So
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
Your Honor. My client does indicate that I did ask if she has been in communication with Hawk, for a request of documents, and she indicates that, to her knowledge, she has not received anything from Hawk. So I would just ask that the defendant just maybe communicate to Hawk that our management is not aware of any documents requested, because if that's going to be the delay, I would rather just get ahead of it beforehand.
Yeah, no, I got you. And so we'll do that, and then Anne, because since we don't have a person here, which I'll say again is just a travesty, but can you send an email maybe to Amy or somebody just indicating that the landlord is indicating they haven't heard anything? So this note they sent us doesn't do me any good if the landlord doesn't know.
Yes. Thank you, Judge.
All right, so do that, Mr. Taylor. And then what'll happen is we'll see you on the 8th. We'll see exactly where we are, and hopefully we can get this all taken care of somehow. All right?
All righty, thank you.
Thank you. Haverhill on Clark versus Lewis Wall.
Bonnie Haddad for the plaintiff.
Okay.
How you
Yes, he
doing?
is. Okay, Mr. Wall. Oh, there you are. All right. How are you, sir?
Good.
All right. All right. What is the amount owed?
I am showing rent to retain in the amount of $3,925, attorney fees and costs in the amount of $170, for a total of $4,095.
All right. All right. Mr. Wall, how are you intending on getting that paid?
One thing I want to address is my paper says 2,500.
Okay, so I bet you're looking at the complaint, and right, your complaint was at 2,500, but when you go down to the bottom, that's through March.
Okay.
So your April rent has kicked in.
Okay. All right. I could
Okay. All right.
to ask about if I could approach those same services like the emergency fund and see if they can assist, and the other SOS fund.
Right. Okay. Have you applied through DHS yet or no?
No, I reached out to another one, the shelter service, and I think they were just telling me that at that time I didn't qualify because it was I explained about my medical bills that were backed up and said it was something else, you couldn't use that for their service.
Okay, so have you called Hawk yet?
Yes, that was what about medical bills that didn't apply or wouldn't help out or whatever.
Okay, so they're saying they can't help you?
Yes. Well, it couldn't go any further when we started talking. When we have they asked me a couple quick questions and said they couldn't go any further.
Because of medical bills?
Well, I was explaining my whole situation, how I got into it, but then they looked at, I just didn't qualify when I gave basic information.
All right, let me ask you this. Are you working right now or
Yes.
have any source? You are?
Yes.
Well, I don't. All right. I hear what you're saying. That doesn't make much sense to me, but.
Well, if I can go into it just for a minute, is that they were taking a large amount of medical expenses out of my check, and that's what slowed down what I was receiving. And I can show that statement, and that's what I was trying to explain to them, but they said it didn't hold any merit to assist in that area.
So were they saying that really that you wouldn't be able to afford the apartment if they're taking this out?
Yeah, because it was at that time.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you this, because this doesn't.
And I can show the documentation too.
No, I got you. So you haven't applied yet through DHS?
No.
All right. I want you to do that, okay? Do that right away. It may not be much. How many people are in your apartment? Just you?
Yes.
All right. So but that's still 400 we can maybe get. And then you've applied through SOS. I'm a little bit concerned if they're saying that because somebody's deducting something from your check, that all of a sudden creates a problem. But I mean, I get it.
And I don't-
on one side. All right, so did they give you any other agencies or places to apply like MAP or anything like that?
No, I think they might have did the same when the DHS was on, when I think they said that day. There was no other ones that I know about.
Because there's another program. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to call Hawk back and without going into great detail on it, the other program has a higher income threshold, but their sustainability also, I think, is affected by that. So call back and ask Hawk, are there any other programs you can apply to?
Okay. Will do.
Okay. And then between now and the 8th, is there any amount that you can pay over to the landlord?
Yes. Between 9 and 8th, I can pay 15.
You can pay 1,500?
Yes.
But okay, so if I put you can pay 1,500 by the 7th.
Yes. Before the 7th.
Okay. So get that paid to the landlord.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
If at worst, if you do that, we'll click away at that balance.
Okay.
And then if we can find something else, maybe Hawk could click in. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Or try to anyway.
And then I do have all the supporting medical documents if anyone needs to see how they started.
I'm sorry?
I do have the supporting documents to show how the check got affected and when it got hit.
No, I got you.
Okay.
I believe you. But let's see what we can try to work out. So I'm going to adjourn this to the 8th of May, 2026 at 1 p.m. Okay, that's an in-person hearing, and I know you know where we are because you're in our access point. All right, so you just come down to the courtroom the next time.
Okay.
All right, and
Yes.
we'll see where we are, but make sure to get that 1,500 in, so then we can see where we can go from there.
Right.
Fair enough?
Yeah, fair enough. 2 quick questions. What was the amount that you gave out at the bottom? Was it for what?
It was $4,095.
$4,095. Okay, all right. And also, does anybody know anybody who's hiring? Anybody? Anybody?
Well, you know what? I appreciate you asking. I'd love to have a job service here, but I don't.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Wall. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You take care.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Hey, somebody might have said yes. I got to give him.
I mean, I give him
It
credit. It takes courage to ask that question.
does.
Under these circumstances.
Hill on Clark versus Rico Crawford
Rania Haddad for the plaintiff.
and Shanice Tripp.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, Tripp. How are you?
I'm well. How are you this morning?
I think I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Nobody ever
Yes.
cares about the judge, but that's okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. All right. What is plaintiff's claim?
We are seeking rent to retain in the amount of $5,441, attorney fees and costs in the amount of $170 for a total of $5,611. That's $5,611.
All right. All right. Ms. Tripp,
Yeah.
how are you intending on getting that paid?
Okay. So I filled out the SCR. So that was on the 22nd. I'm waiting back for that. And I contacted Hawk. So, I have to have the balance down to like 3,000. So, and I have Friends Indeed also. So I'm waiting on all 3 of those, things to see what Friends Indeed want to do or if SCR will help. But then I will also have 1,800 by the 3rd of May.
All right. Okay. So you'll have 1,800 by the 3rd.
Yes.
And your monthly rent is about $850. So that's great because that'll
Okay.
maybe take away 1,000
Okay.
effectively on that amount, and then we got to figure out the rest of that. Okay,
Okay.
with the SER, how many people are in your unit?
4.
4. Okay, what, you and 4 kids? Is that?
It's me and 3 kids. Well, 2 adults. I'm sorry, 2 adults because he's 20.
Okay,
I'm
all
sorry.
right.
He's
was gonna say,
20. He's 20.
yeah,
Two
no,
adults and two
I'm not good
children.
at math, but that didn't
My
work.
son. So
No.
it's 2 adults and 2 children. I'm sorry.
Two, okay. So 4 people?
Yes, sir.
All right. But I may make an order that she's got to go home and count the people because I don't think she knows.
Tired. Look,
Listen,
see,
all right.
I'm at work. I'm on 16 hours. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. Okay, so just so you know, the max award that DHS will give you about $740. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the first thing on that.
Okay.
And then, so that's the maximum amount. You got to get with Hawk, you got to get under 3,000.
Yes.
And then you have to see what Friends Indeed may do.
Yes.
Okay. So you contacted Hawk. Did
Yes,
they give you an appointment day?
No, she took all my information. She talked to me and my son, and she just said because of the balance, if I could get that 2,000 paid, then she said that they will be able to give me an appointment to help because their cap is 3,000. So that's why I contacted Friends Indeed. But if they can't help me,
Okay,
I'll have
so-
1,800. So
No, I got you, but
yeah.
that doesn't make any sense with what they're telling me because they're supposed to give you an appointment regardless. But
Okay.
okay, so do this because I don't
Sure.
know what I'm gonna have to start yelling at some people, and I really don't want to.
Okay.
All right. Well, because it's confusing for you,
Yes.
confusing for me and the landlord because they're telling us one thing and then they're not doing that for people. And
Okay.
it's okay if I'm not going to give you an appointment, but just tell me that's not what you're going to do.
Exactly.
And then I could deal with that. But let's do this. Get the 1,800 paid by the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
See exactly then where the figure is. We ought to be about 1,000 down from where we are now, not
Okay.
including late fees that click in. There's a form that came in your packet called a rental assistance form.
Yes.
Fill that out. Put your SER tracking number on there and that you've contacted Hawk and you're waiting on Friends Indeed. Just put that on the form. Submit that to the court by Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
And then I'll adjourn this out to the 8th of May, 2026 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing, so somebody will need
Okay.
to be here. Okay?
1 p.m. I'll be there.
Okay, and then we'll figure out exactly where we're gonna go from here. At least by that
Okay.
point, we'll have the number stagnant and figure out how maybe we can get to that $3,000 cap. All
Okay.
right.
Thank you so much.
And you're welcome. And on that other email that you're sending, can you just add on there that the court's understanding is that appointments would be set regardless of where they were, that they would at least be an appointment after the initial screening, particularly where there's a representation that she may be able to get under the 3,000. That makes sense? Okay. I just want clarification from them because I think they're just telling people stuff. All
And
right.
just as a side note, Your Honor, this case was filed in the name of Rico Crawford as well. So in the event that we are going to facilitate some type of a resolution document, Rico Crawford needs to be present in order to sign off, and Ms. Tripp cannot sign off on his behalf to any resolution document. And I just don't want him to be adversely affected. I'm going to assume that he's her 20-year-old son.
Yes. Yes. He's in school, so that's why he couldn't come today.
Okay.
But I understand.
He's in school?
Yes.
Is that what he told you? Or you know that?
He better not be lying. I don't need nothing extra. He better not be lying.
I got one of those. I don't know if he's in class, but I get you. All right.
I'm about to check his location.
Yeah, oh boy. I didn't want to get him in trouble. I'm gonna blame it on counsel.
Yes, I'm gonna
him
tell
the
him.
reason you're checking is because of something she said.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
gonna definitely tell
That's
him
okay.
that.
That's okay. We're the bad guy anyway, so.
No.
All right. All right. Thank you, Ms. Tripp. You have a great day.
You too. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
And then I have Haverhill on Clark versus Hitchings, Haverhill on Clark versus Taylor. Those matters are dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice.
Yes.
And
thank
I
you, Judge.
think that may be it for you.
Oh, well, it's been a good morning. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, it has. All right.
Thank you. We appreciate you as always. Have a good one, everyone.
All right. Take care. We'll send that form over to you.
She already
you'll
did
have-
actually, so it's I'm
did.
yes, I'm not gonna make any comments as to how easy it is to us. I mean, I'm thinking
Okay.
there's like a chart, like a just like for the what was it, the COVID relief, Sarah,
Oh, no, it's nothing like that.
Yes, no, this is a little less simpler, but yes,
This is
let's just
just
go
really
with,
simple.
we'll go with Judge Simpson is brilliant. That works.
Pardon me.
Okay. Hold on one moment.
Oh, this might be a defendant. that was-
Ma'am, you're trying to get our attention?
Hi, yes, pardon me. I just want to say, please excuse my tardiness. I had a time at 8:30 today, and I was wondering if I could get a
What's your name?
My name is J.L. Brewer.
That was one of the defaults, yeah.
That was a default. And do I have the file?
It is.
It's Mr. Dodd's case, yes. Hang on one moment. We're gonna have to,
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Your Honor, I do not have the file.
we don't have the file. All right, so here's what I'll do without the file. I have a note. This was the one I had a note from. Did you get in employee verification or employer verification information over to Hawk?
I filled it out, but my manager, it didn't get there in time. So I have the papers, everything filled out with the number, email, and verification. It just didn't get there on the specific date.
Okay,
I have everything.
so you have it?
Yes, I have it.
Have you sent it over
I was gonna take it up there actually
to SOS or to Hawk?
to DHS because, well, actually, I'm sorry. I applied for two. I applied for DHS and Hawk. Hawk, I talked to Miss Alicia yesterday, and and she sent over the verification, but she needed his email. So I sent over the email yesterday. And she, so that was yesterday. So we were trying to get it done before today, but it didn't happen that way.
Okay, it's okay. I'm just trying to make sure. The last note I have is that they were waiting on employer verification to determine your eligibility.
Yes, so.
Has that now gotten, that information that you were to provide, that's gotten to
Yes.
SOS?
Yes, since as of yesterday.
And then DHS you've also applied to?
Yes, I applied to DHS as well. They said because they needed verification, but I did the verification didn't get there in time, so I have to reapply. So I was going to reapply to see whatever they can get.
Okay, all right, I gotcha.
So Judge, I'm just gonna make this easier for everyone. The plaintiff withdraws their motion or their default judgment for possession and will accept an adjournment for 5/8 at 1 o'clock so that she can get the documentation.
That's what I was gonna vacate the judgment I entered in any event. And so, ma'am, I'm going to adjourn your case over to May 8th.
Okay.
2026 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person proceeding.
Okay.
I'll need you to look in your rental packet, or the summons packet that you have. There's a rental assistance form in there. I need you to fill that out with information on your DHHS application, as well as your Hawk information. Fill that out, put that on there, and file that with the court by next Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll see you
so
then.
much. Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're gonna you'll take care of the file. All right. All right, I think finally that's it, Mr. Dodd.
I believe so. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
You do the same.
Tracy Group LLC versus Megan Davison.
Here I am, Judge. Give me just a second. Woohoo.
In the file.
Your Honor, there was an email sent this morning, and I assume you're looking at it right now.
I am. Yeah, okay. All right, I understand it, but I'm presuming you're wishing to proceed with the default.
I am, Judge. With this,
All right,
this matter,
raise
we've
your
been,
right hand.
Sure.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth self you got? I was going to say other right hand, but you got it. All right.
I do, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm familiar with, I am Dan Shemke. I am attorney for the Tracy Group. I am familiar with their books and records. And as of today's date, the current amount of rent due is $17,600. There's an additional $275 worth of late fees on top of that for a total due and owing of $17,875. I am not, and my client is not concerned with service fees or court costs at this point. We think it highly unlikely that we're ever going to get paid. And for that reason, we'd like to proceed based on the balance due and owing of $17,875.
Well, except for the fact, counsel, there's a money judgment. Oh boy. Okay.
Judge,
here's what I'm going to have to do. Hold it. They're going to get the adjournment in any event because you've got to correct something. I'm going to adjourn it to my next date, which is May 8, 2026 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. I'll consider this the first hearing. Counsel, you've got to correct the complaint. I've got a notice to quit, which is a non-payment notice to quit. I have a complaint, which is a termination. They don't match.
I get it, Judge. I get it. And one day.
But the good thing is you can amend the complaint. So rather than having to start all the way over, you can amend the complaint to a non-payment of rent complaint, and then we can proceed on the 8th.
Do I have to file anything other than the non-payment of rent complaint as an amended complaint?
No, you
Judge?
just you could file the non-payment of rent complaint, just indicating at the top that it's an amended complaint, and then effectuate service somehow. So then.
All right.
All right.
I will do, Your Honor. Thank you very much. As always, it's a pleasure.
Yes, sir. You take care.
Take care, Judge. See you next time.
Yes, sir. NKSK Properties LLC versus Ashley Peterson and Asia Riggs and Asia Funderburg.
I do.
Good morning, Judge. I'm Ashley Peterson. Those are my names, Brian Riggs here and Asia Jean Funderburg, and they are not present.
Okay, but you're here.
Because the landlord said to speak to me. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. I'm currently at work. I'm sorry. My name is Ashley Peterson. I'm doing okay. How are you, Judge Simpson?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Can you still hear me? Because I've been getting lost connection this whole time.
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. Who's here for NKSK Properties?
Good morning, Honor. Majid Kahala.
Okay. So are you an attorney, sir?
No, I'm the landlord.
Okay. Here's what has to happen. The owner of the premises is actually a corporation, so you have to be represented by an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We did not know
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn. I'm going to indicate that plaintiff needs an attorney. Okay. I'll adjourn this out for 2 weeks. I'm going to adjourn it out to May 8th.
Okay.
At 2026 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person proceeding for both of you. All right. Okay. Make sure, sir, you get an attorney because I can't let you proceed without one. All right. And then, ma'am, you'll need to be there on the 8th at 1 o'clock. All right, folks?
No problem.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yep. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Simpson.
All right.
Your Honor, counsel was not present on the last one, but both parties.
Lori Anderson versus Arati Lyman.
Hi there.
All right. I have the parties. I do not have counsel. Ms. Anderson, do you know where your attorney is?
I don't have counsel on this one.
Oh, I think you do. Oh,
This is not
hold
the.
on a minute. Hold on a minute. I don't know where they're getting this attorney on this. I don't see an attorney either. All right. What's your claim in this case?
Yes, sir. We had an inspection set for April 6th for the township for the certificate of compliance, and they had to cancel because we couldn't get access to the property. So I'm requesting that were able to get access to be able to fix.
That's not a health hazard.
I don't know how I can make it a rental without getting the certificate of compliance.
Ma'am, you filed a health hazard complaint.
Well, I need access, and I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Because we can't get the certificate of compliance.
Well, it's not. I'm going to suggest you get an attorney. Ms. Lyman, I don't need an answer from you at this point.
Judge, can I also say one more thing? I also had a 7-day notice for non-payment of rent for April, and the clerk told me to combine it with this one. I talked to.
I don't know what they told you. I don't have.
Robin told me this is also.
I have a health hazard complaint. My clerks are not there to give legal advice to you as to how you should proceed on this. You filed a health hazard. So I don't know what you're talking about in terms of a non-payment, combining it. The complaint that I have on the case is doing a health hazard complaint. Yes, I have a health hazard complaint that's not filled out. I don't. Ms. Anderson, the only thing I'm going to tell you is I'm going to give you 2 weeks to get all of this corrected and or dismiss it. You got to figure that out. My clerks are not there to give you legal advice. You have to do that. You have had attorneys in the other cases. I'd suggest that you get one in this one. I'm going to adjourn this out May 8th, 2026, 1 p.m. Thank you. That's an in-person hearing. Thank you. Finish that clock. Okay,
The 14A District Court is now back in session. The Honorable Judge J. Cedric Simpson presiding.
And good morning, everyone. Covington Apartments versus Montreal Hill.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rebecca Austin for plaintiff.
Good morning. Mr. Hill, can you unmute?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. All right, how much is plaintiff's, or this is a health hazard?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, what is plaintiff's claim getting the health hazard?
Your Honor, the apartment's kept in disarray. There are all the exits are blocked. There's things on the stairs. There's just clutter everywhere. It's just a housekeeping issue that makes it unsafe.
All right. And Mr. Hill, what's your position on this?
Yes, Judge. So my position is, I've taken the action necessary to make my housing and my housekeeping situation corrected. There was a few circumstances that were making it very difficult. Like my vehicle, my truck, I wasn't able to utilize that to regulate my items, and it was a conditional circumstance. So I did a moving job where I provided a client with moving like items, and I had a U-Haul truck essentially, and some items I kept, but I wasn't able to get everything situated in time. And I do understand that, you know, those exits and those entrances need to be cleared. And I
Have you cleared them, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you contact the landlord regarding that?
I did not immediately because I didn't know how appropriate it was to, you know, let them know that, but they have seen personally when they've done work orders that it
All
has
right,
been.
here's what I'm gonna do. Landlord can do an inspection of the premises. And then they can decide where they or how they want to proceed. I'll adjourn this matter out May 8th, 2026, 1 p.m. That's my next date. And then we'll see where we go from there. Sir, that is an in-person hearing.
Okay, May 8th at 1:00 p.m.
Is it 1?
Yes.
At 1 o'clock, yes.
Okay. And then
All right.
just confirm the location. I believe it's off of Washington, like just to confirm that location for there.
4133 Washington is the court address. We're right next to the sheriff's department.
Thank you so much, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Freeman. Or Austin, I'm sorry.
It's
All
okay.
right.
Thanks.
All right. Take care. Showcase Investments versus, is it Jorge Alanga?
Good morning, Your Honor. Jarrett Levine for the plaintiff. And we have a representative of Showcase with us as well.
Hello.
All right. And Berlanga? Not present. This is a land contract forfeiture. I don't have, did you guys pay for a second mailing or no?
It's like we did personal service on April 12th.
Yes, I see. I actually see 2. 12th and the 25th. I don't know why my file's marked that way.
I was personally served on the 12th. And I don't know that you do a second mailing. It's not a landlord tenant case. It's land contract forfeiture, so it's not for.
I understand that, counsel.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out. All right, I'll let you proceed. Who's going to give me the testimony?
Oh, Andrea Gotcher.
All right. Ma'am, raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, counsel.
Thank you. Are you representative of the plaintiff in this case?
Yes.
In what capacity?
I am one of the owners.
You're one of the owners. Are you familiar with the books and records as they relate to the defendant, Jorge Berlanga?
Yes.
Is there a land contract between the parties
Yes, there is.
attached to the complaint? Was there
Yes.
a balloon payment that came due at the end of the year?
Yes, on December 31st, 2025.
And you did not receive that payment?
No.
At this time, according to your records, are you showing that the account is due, including unpaid interest, insurance, taxes, and the remaining principal balance to be $205,831.38?
Yes.
And we have costs of $175, Your Honor, for the cost of filing, serving, and the $75 statutory attorney fee.
There.
And with that, we're asking the court to enter a judgment of possession after land contract forfeiture for the total amount of $206,000 and $206,006.38. $206,006.38 would be the total judgment amount. And the proposed judgment would provide that less than 50% of the purchase price has been paid. So a 90-day redemption period would apply, allowing for an order of eviction to issue upon the expiration of 90 days unless the defendant pays the total amount.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default.
Thank you.
For possession or forfeiture.
Thank you, Your Honor.
British in 90 days. I will sign the order when it is presented.
I'll submit it. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Vice Street Apartments versus Anthony Arman.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Pallets Law on behalf of the plaintiff.
Arman, not checked in. This is a health hazard. If you'd like to proceed, you may raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, self you got?
I do, again, for the record, Your Honor, Rachel Dornbush, Pallets Law on behalf of the plaintiff. Excuse me, Your Honor, as the court indicated, this is an action for health hazard, and as indicated in the demand for possession, there are excessive amounts of fecal matter that have accumulated inside the unit, creating an environment for pestilence to occur, which is a hazard. Your Honor, additionally, this health hazard was issued within months of a previously issued health hazard that the tenant did take steps to correct, but it again fell back into another unsafe condition. Additionally, Your Honor, at least at the time that this notice was issued on March 26th, there was no electricity upon information of belief at the unit. Also, upon information of belief, Your Honor, defendant remains in possession of the unit. And pursuant to the complaint that was filed, Your Honor, we are requesting an immediate order of eviction.
Grant judgment to the plaintiff for possession by default. Writ would issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will submit a judgment with a writ date of today, and then we will get a writ submitted to the court.
All right, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Evergreen Apartments versus Marcalia Jennings.
Hi.
Your Honor, James Fink for the plaintiff.
Miss Jennings, you there?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Including costs, $3,075.27, 307527.
All right. Miss Jennings, how are you going to
Yes.
get that? Miss Jennings?
I'm here.
Okay. How are you intending on getting that paid?
On May 1st, I'm gonna pay $1,100. I get 3 checks in the month of May. I had lost my job, so that's the delay, but I just got a new job.
All right. So your intent is to get yourself caught up in May?
Yeah, there'll probably be a couple hundreds left by the end of May, probably about 500 left, but with my 3 checks in May, I should be able to get it down.
All right. Have you talked to the landlord about that?
Yes.
All right. And what did they say?
Well, she just said good luck in court because I know they don't do payment plans or anything. So, I talked to Sydney quite a bit, and I always tell her my game plans on what I plan on doing.
All right. So on May 1st, you're going to pay how much?
$1,100.
All right. I will adjourn this out to, because you're entitled to that by my next date. You may want to, did you contact Hawk or anyone to help you with this, ma'am?
No.
All right. I'm going to suggest that you do. And once you do, fill out the rental assistance form, submit it to the court. You should do that by Wednesday. So I'm going to suggest that you call them because they may be able to help you get yourself caught up. If you pay the $1,100, you're going to be right around the maximum amount they might be able to assist you with.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
it looks from the ledger like she gets 100% rental assistance starting May 1st. So she's only going to go up about 100, maybe 250 with late fees. So if she can get assistance, she can actually get this taken care of.
Got it. Okay. You got that, Miss Jennings?
Yeah, if I get in touch with Hawk by May 1st, they might pay the
Well,
balance.
you should call them today.
Okay.
All right. Do you have the number?
Yes.
All right. I want you to call them today.
Okay.
All right. And you put the other one, well, you may be able to get it all caught up anyway, but I'll put that you're going to pay the 1,100 by the 1st. You need to call Hawk right away. That'd be May 8th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's in person. Okay, ma'am?
May 8th, 3 p.m. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Evergreen Apartments versus Christopher Hesterly.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Hesterly, he's here.
Yeah, he was checked in. But
He was checked in, but not. All right, I'll pass it. See if
Thank you.
come back. Evergreen versus, is it Nokushia? Is it Haralson? And Maurice Rutley.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Okay. And they're both here?
Ms. Harrelson.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there they are. They're both here.
We are both here.
All right. All right. What is the plaintiff's claim?
Including costs, $2,865.10.
All right. Folks, how are we intending on getting that paid?
Well, we both just started working again. I literally just started working on Tuesday. I plan on making my first payment on the 7th of next month because that's when my first check will be. And I plan on paying it all down. We have ran into a few problems while we've been there, but that hasn't been the problem of us paying. We just both had switched employment at an undesirable time.
Okay. So on the 7th, how much are you going to pay?
I would say we can pay at least $1,500 by the 7th, at least.
All right. Ma'am,
I've
is that all
also-
correct?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I've also been making like little small payments as well, and I've been talking to Hawk, and they gave me some resources to deal with too.
All right. Did you guys contact Hawk?
I did. The representative that I spoke to told me I was a little over with my job when it comes to the requirements that they have for the estimation. I'm sorry, I don't have my words correctly, but she just gave me a better source to call. She gave me some other people to call that can probably help us out. They also just told me to probably put like a small payment down because it was a little more beforehand, but I did pay $500 about a couple weeks ago, and I'll see if I can put a little more down next week to kind of bring that down as much as possible.
Okay. So next week you can pay some, and then by the 7th, is that the 1,500 number? Is that going to include what you're talking about, Ms. Harrelson?
I believe so.
Okay.
No, that shouldn't include it. I think it might take it out. I was trying to see if he was going to answer.
You were going to see if Rutley was going to answer?
Yeah, we was on this together.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to him. I'll talk to
Okay.
you.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
because he just started talking. I didn't know. I wanted to hear what you said. So,
Yes, sir.
all right. So your guys are gonna get at least 1,500 in by the 7th,
Yes, sir.
and then you're gonna contact the other resources, see where you are.
I'm actually going to try to still keep contacting the resources today. I'm at lunch at 12, so I want to keep contacting them by then and then still kind of work on it
See
by
where
next
you
week.
are.
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's what I'll do. I'll adjourn you guys out to May 8th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. All right. Pay the 1,500. Your rent's gonna click in at the 12. So we're only gonna net about 3, maybe 2 or 3 off of that. But that'll still put you in the realm that if you get assistance, it can get you guys cleared.
That's fine.
Sound good?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
It's okay. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Mr. Rudley. I'll hear from you. All right. Okay. Okay,
can I put on a record that we are dealing with a pest problem there?
Okay.
Where like we've been dealing with it since we moved in, and there's been roaches there since we've moved in. They have sent pest control out, but it's still an ongoing problem.
All right. Have you contacted the landlord again about that?
Yes, we've got documentation that we've contacted them.
Well, when's the last time you contacted them?
She would know that because I typically have her contact them.
She left, I think.
I'm sorry about that.
She dropped off. Okay, well, Mr. Fink now knows. He'll let them know, and then we'll try to see where we are.
Okay.
When we get back on the 8th. All right, sir?
That sounds good to me.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Glencoe Hills versus Angela Stoker.
You can speak for the plaintiff.
Angela Stoker. She is not here. If you'd like to proceed, raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, this is an action for non-payment of rent. Angela Stoker owes $455.88 in rent, costs of $171 for a total possession only judgment of $626.88. Requested default in that amount with a writ to issue if it is not paid or she doesn't move on or before May 4th.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount in the amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days.
Thank you.
Gulfside Lake 1 and 2 versus Alicia Sarr.
James Fink for the plaintiff. I see she's here.
Hello?
Oh, there. Okay.
Well, sorry, my camera's not working.
No, it is.
Oh, it is. Oh, I can't see anything.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we can see you. We saw, we saw your smile right away. That's how I knew it was you. Okay. All right. What is the plaintiff's claim?
$1,740.24. 1740.24.
All right. And Ms. Sarr? Did she drop?
Yes.
No, she's there.
No, she's still here. Okay. How are you intending on getting that paid?
So I'm paying down about $400 at least every week. So I plan on having it paid by the 16th, and then I did about $260 this morning.
Okay, so you paid $260 this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, when's the next time you can make a payment?
Tomorrow.
All right, and how much are you going to pay tomorrow?
At least $400.
Okay, so you're going to pay $400. That's by the 25th. All right. And then after that, you know when your next payment's going to be?
Yeah, at least $500 at least every Saturday. So on the 2nd next.
Okay, so 500 on the 2nd. Okay, I'll stop there because that'll get me a little over what your monthly rent is. So at least we're staying even and we'll figure this out. I'll adjourn this out to May 8th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. What I'm going to suggest you do is contact plaintiff's counsel's office and see if you can work out some conditional dismissal to get this paid off.
Okay. Counsel.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Thank you.
Did that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And just make sure to make those payments, okay? And then we'll see where we are on the 8th.
Thank you.
Have a blessed weekend, Miss Seth.
You too.
Gulfside Lake 1 and 2 versus, is it BK Diarra?
Yeah, Bakai Diarra.
Say it again.
Bakai Diarra.
Yeah. Okay. I liked it when I said it. Anyway,
Yeah.
no, I'm kidding.
How you doing, Judge?
I'm doing okay, sir. All right. And Mr. Fink, what is the claim in this case?
$2,959.30.
All right. Sir, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I'm gonna be getting assistance from Hawk and DHS. They helped me out last time, so I'm gonna be getting assistance from them.
Okay. Have you already applied?
Yeah. I already applied.
To which one? DHS?
Both of them. Both of them.
All right. Did Hawk give you an appointment?
No, Hawk didn't give me an appointment.
When did you call him?
I called them yesterday.
Okay, because I don't have anything on the sheet they give me because I don't have a person here. We can't check.
Okay.
Nicely played.
What you say?
Nicely played, Your Honor.
You like that? All right. So, sir, here's what I'll do. In your rental packet, there's a sheet called a rental assistance form. You'll need to fill that out with the information regarding Hawk and DHS.
Okay.
I'm going to have to take you at your word that you contacted them and did whatever. I'll adjourn this out to May 8th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing.
Okay.
Between now and then, is there anything that you can pay? Because with your monthly rent, by the time we come back, it's going to kick you over the $3,000 cap.
So right now I'm currently unemployed, but I'm supposed to be getting employed soon, like maybe in the next 2 weeks or so. So yeah, that's just been the current situation that's been going on.
Okay, and they're likely not going to do anything until you're employed because you've got to show some type of sustainability for this apartment.
Okay.
Okay. Fill out those forms, get them to the court by Wednesday, and we'll see you May 8th at 3.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Your Honor,
All
may
right.
I?
Yes, sir.
I see Ms. Hicks is here and she's at the courthouse at the access point. Her case has been dismissed.
Oh, okay. All right. You hear that, Miss Hicks? Let me call it so that.
I don't even think you have it, Judge. Well,
No,
it's
I
in your
did.
dismissal stack.
Yeah. Glencoe Hills versus Ali Hicks. Miss Hicks? Oh, we can't hear you. Hold on the space bar on the computer. Okay, there you are. Hello, Miss Hicks.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Your case is dismissed.
Oh, praise God. Yay! Oh my goodness. If I didn't have this cane, I would, oh my God. Oh, thank you, Father God. Okay. Yes, sir.
All right.
Ms. Hicks, I tried to send you a text from the phone number we had.
I'm sorry, my phone isn't on.
Okay, well, that's probably a good thing, but
Yeah.
Okay. So you're all set, Miss Hicks. You have a great, blessed weekend, okay?
Thank you, sir. You have a wonderful, awesome, blessed weekend also.
All right. Take care. All right. Gulfside Lake 3 versus Erica Hall.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Okay. There you are. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I think I'm okay. All right. How much does Miss Hall owe?
$2,436.58.
Okay, how are we going to get this paid this time?
Well, I made a payment last night for $240, and I made one this morning for $135. And I'm waiting on my income tax to come back. But next week I can pay $500, and then it might be more than that. But me doing hair if I get more clients. But I can definitely get it taken care of.
Okay, so you're going to pay $500 by next week sometime?
Yeah. And possibly more, but I just want to say $500 to stay safe.
Okay, and your monthly rent, probably should know it is 11.
79.
Some,
11.
all right. Well, somehow or another, you always come through it. I know you need the weekends and you can't exactly pin it. So I get that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to journey out to my next date, May 8th, 2026, 3 p.m. in person.
Okay.
Get as much in there, and then we'll see where we go from there. How about
Okay.
that?
All right.
All right.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thanks.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
He's the bottom.
Yeah, go. Second.
That's it.
Gulfside Lake 3 versus Nathaniel Caldwell.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Oh, there he is. Mr. Caldwell. How are you, sir? You're muted.
Oh, there we go.
All right. And what is the claim in this case?
$1,894.22.
All right, Mr. Caldwell, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I'm gonna make a payment on the 29th. That's when my next paycheck hits. I do have I did talk to Hawk. They told me to call back on the 1st, and I did put in for SER too. I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
All right. So Hawk told you to call back on the 1st.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And how much are you going to pay on the 29th?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at my check yet, but I'm gonna try to pay at least 1,000 on it.
Okay.
Or more
at
if I
least it's
can.
that. Right, I understand. So you pay 1,000. Your monthly rent is about that plus a little more. Probably. No, your monthly rent is about right that. So if you get that paid, we're not going to be any worse off. Hawk, you got to call back on the 1st. You got an SER in. Okay, so sir, regarding
Yes,
the SER, in your packet that you received is a rental assistance form. You need to fill that out and get that to the court by this upcoming Wednesday, okay?
Okay. Do I
All
just
right.
bring it up there?
Yep, just bring it up there, make sure it's all filled out, and they'll be more than happy to take it, okay?
Alrighty.
All right, and I'll adjourn this case out to May 8th, 2026 at 3 p.m.
Okay.
In person. All right, Mr. Caldwell?
Alrighty.
All right, thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too, sir.
Gulfside Lake versus Michelle Goebel.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Hi, this is Michelle Goebel.
And also Marilyn Goebel. All right. Okay. What's the claim?
$2,129.94.
All right. Ms. Goebel, how are you intending on getting that paid?
Yeah, so I've been on a medical leave due to a flare-up in chronic condition. So I've only gotten like 66% versus like 100% pay. So I'll make 500 next Wednesday, and I go back to work on the 1st. So I'll start getting like 100% starting that day again.
Okay. So you're paying 500 on the 29th.
Yes.
All right. Then you're going to go back to work. And gotcha. Okay. Your monthly rent is $1,227. So this figure is going to go up a little bit, but if you pay the 500, it'll be about $7. Have you talked to Hawk or SOS at all?
I have not, no. So hard.
All right. Here's what I want you to do, Ms. Goebel.
Yes.
All right. Why don't you give them a call? Okay. To see if what they can do is sort of help you over the hump of this. And then it sounds to me like you'll be in good shape and you can proceed on and pay everything, right?
Yes.
That's where you're trying to.
Yes.
All right.
About mid-May,
Now-
I want to be caught up. So
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so let's try that. Do you have their number?
I do not know.
Okay, it's probably on some of your paperwork, but let me give it to you if you got something to write with.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, it's 734-961-1999.
1999. Thank you. Awesome.
All right, you're welcome. All right, and then what I'll do is I'll adjourn your case out to May 8th, 2026 at 3 p.m. in person.
3.
All right,
All
you
right.
do that and then check everything, and then hopefully we can get you there. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate you,
You're
Judge.
welcome. All right. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Danbury Park Manor versus Tariq Hill.
Cameron Miller, bring on Danbury Park. Your Honor may recall, we had the first hearing last week on this. The out by this week, put it over. It is my understanding he is not out, but he has spoken to management and says he's going to be getting out. He's also not here today. He asked if he would allow us to submit a default and enter the judgment.
He's not here. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the true self you got?
Absolutely.
This is a termination involving criminal activity on the premises as submitted, correct? And all of the information, including the police reports, photos, and everything, are treated to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief.
Yes, Your Honor.
Based upon that, the court will grant a judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession. Did you request an immediate grant?
I believe we did.
I thought, yeah.
Your Honor, to be fair, we're not going to ask God to help before this time next week. We're going to give them the extra test. But
What I will do is I will indicate a written 10 days. We'll just do it standard, so there's no problem. And with the agreement you guys have, that's fine. All right.
thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You do the same. Haverhill on Clark versus Amy McDonald.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rania Haddad for the plaintiff.
Tara Abdul Henry, and my colleague Brianna Franklin, for the defendant. We're asking.
What? Hold on. These new students?
No, we've been before you once before. We were requesting permission to practice in your court under MCR 8.120. You're under the permission of Attorney David Santacroce.
So they've been here before?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't have to yell. Where are you from?
I grew up in New York, but I went to college in Maryland.
In Maryland?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's right. I remember because you went. Where'd you go to college in Maryland? Remind me.
I went to Goucher College, Your Honor.
See? Okay. Yeah. That's a Maryland girl. I'll listen to her. Go ahead. Permission to practice is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. What are we doing on this case?
Your Honor, the parties have executed a consent order for conditional dismissal, and I believe that opposing counsel has sent over a copy of that conditional dismissal to Madam Clerk. I'm not sure if 100%, but they can confirm that.
Yes, we have.
Okay, and then I can also put the terms on the record if the court would allow me to.
Yes, you can go. Where did you send it, counsel?
I
sent it to Spidling.
I believe so, yes.
You see it? All right, well, we look for that. Go ahead, place the terms on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. The parties have facilitated a consent order for conditional dismissal. The terms are as follows. Everything in paragraph 2 does not apply here. This is a termination of tenancy. Further conditions in paragraph 3 are as follows: that the defendant acknowledges and agrees to the following: that her lease expires on May 31st, 2026, that her lease will not be renewed, that the defendant can remain in her unit until she voluntarily clears belongings, vacates premises, and turns in keys to plaintiff by June 12th, 2026, so long as there are no further lease violations during that time. Additionally, defendant's $350 washer or dryer charges are to be paid or the account is to be brought current by June 12th, 2026. This is a box 4B, conditional dismissal, MCR 4.201J. That box is also checked, and I believe that the parties have executed that agreement. Signatures for both sides are present on the document.
All right. Set a quick statement of the agreement, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't have it. You may need to send another copy if Ms. Weidling is indicating that she does not see it in her email.
She may, Your Honor, David Santa Croce, she may have filed, our administrator may have filed that just in the general filing thing, but we'll check that out. Would you like it to go
Yeah, because I have no idea when it's going to get down to me.
Okay.
I don't mean it. I don't mean that badly.
No.
If you could just send a copy to Ms. Weidling, then I can get it signed off on it.
I'll ask her to do that right now, Your Honor.
All right. This case is conditionally dismissed based upon those terms, and I will sign the order once it comes in.
Thank
Right.
you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And young ladies, is this it for you? You guys aren't before me anymore.
Yes, this
Not
is
that I
it.
remembered the first time, right? But whatever. All right. So you guys are done. Was it
Yeah.
a worthwhile experience for you?
Yeah, it was great. Learned a lot.
Despite Mr. Santa Croce, it was good.
Yeah, despite him.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure having you guys before me. All right. You guys take care of yourselves. Wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a great weekend.
Take care. Michaela Green versus James Sanders.
Hello, Your Honor. Hello, Your Honor. Sorry, I froze up there for a second. Attorney Pompovitz on behalf of Michaela Green. I also have our property manager here, Leisha. She's under the Michaela Green screen. And I think
Got it.
James Sanders is here. The other tenant, let's see, he's not here. He wasn't here last week either. This matter was put off from last week to this week for the parties to try to work out a resolution. That did not come to fruition over the course of the last week. The other tenant's name is Garrett, and he was served by substitute service, so we wouldn't be able to secure a money judgment against him today if the court was so inclined to enter a judgment. But James, who was personally served, is here, and I see him on screen. Admittedly, and just for full transparency, James did call my office this week. I missed those calls. I did call him back yesterday, but hadn't heard back from him yet.
All right. All right, Mr. Sanders, what do you want to tell me?
I had a medical issue come up, Judge Simpson, and I'm back to work. I would like to make a payment plan to where I could get this all caught up, if that's possible.
All right. Well, let me ask this. How much is monthly rent?
$11.15.
Okay. So,
And I would agree I'm paying like $1,000 every 2 weeks until I get it all caught up.
well, that's going to take you, say, 1,000 every 2 weeks just to catch up the balance. Once May clicks in, you're going to be at a figure of about $7,000.
Yes, and I also had to reapply for the DHS SCR help because they put me in the wrong county. And I just did that last night, and I still haven't heard anything back from them on that.
You mean they made an error and put you in the wrong county?
Correct.
What county did they put? They put you in Monroe.
No, they put me in Washtenaw.
But you're in Monroe.
Correct.
Hold it. What'd you say? Is this property located in Monroe County or Washtenaw County?
Monroe.
Leisha, can you advise, is it?
We are in Monroe County, but all of everything goes through Washtenaw. Does that make sense?
No.
Milan
Well-
is half and half, so half is
Oh,
Monroe, half is
I
Milan.
understand Milan. I've been in this
Yeah.
county forever. So I understand that, but the proper venue specifically under the new rules is that it has to be filed where the property's located. So it used to be, I get what you're saying. It used to be that in the split areas for us, it was Whitmore Lake and Monroe and Milan. It could be filed in either of them, most of them choosing to come to Washtenaw. Understood. But now the way the rule reads, proper venue for the case has to be in the county proper venue is in the court where the property is located. And so these are on the other side of the bridge.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
right?
Yes.
They're
Yes,
on the Monroe, they're on the Monroe side of the river or the water, right? Okay. Counsel?
Yeah, may I have a chance to address I understand your position.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much. So first, and most important to my property manager, we have we have been told by the court that it's Monroe County, not Washtenaw. So we won't go forward today. I with all due respect to the Honorable Judge Simpson, he understands that should be refiled. That's helpful information to us. I will take full responsibility. It sounds as if it's a wacky, kind of a wonky gray area in some respects, but our office will take full responsibility with respect to that. We will refile. The complex will not be assessed a duplicate filing fee or anything else. These are some things that I think that if we're practicing in this area, we should troubleshoot. We should be ahead of and understand the nuances. It happens. It's down in Flint. There's multiple courts and it happens. It happens in Grand Traverse County and Leelanau County. We'll refile. To Mr. Sanders, I will say, Mr. Sanders, I've heard what you indicated to the judge about your payment plan. You need to work very aggressively over the time period for me to get this case refiled in Monroe. A repayment plan of the nature you're describing will not suffice. The complex will not agree. We need you to get third-party assistance that rectifies this situation, allows you to bring your rent current throughout that court's process, or we will effectively evict you under an order of eviction once the proper court has a chance to review the process. This is not a situation where we can draw it out extensively. It's now already, through my own misfiling, been drawn out enough. I hope that you have this additional time and secure some third-party
All
assistance.
right. I'm going to stop you because, he can try to get this paid. I think that's the best way. And I don't want it where it sounds like it's a threat against him.
I apologize.
He's just doing what he's doing. So I can do this one of two ways, counsel. I can either, and you'd have to pay the cost of the transfer. I can transfer it because and so that you're clear, and I don't think it's necessarily anybody's fault. The jurisdiction that I sit in, we also border Ann Arbor. There is a split area of Whitmore Lake, which is Livingston and Washtenaw County. There's then Milan, which is that. I've got Ypsi City bordering Ypsi Township. So this happens. All right. So it's not that unusual. Usually it doesn't happen in Milan because at least the split happens at a river as opposed to some indiscriminate street. But I get what your property manager is saying, that everything used to head this way. So I don't look at it as anything bad or anything wrong. You just did what you normally would do. I can either dismiss this and you can refile, or I can transfer it. And then the cost of transfer would be borne by you. I don't know. I know inter-county, when we're doing it in Washtenaw County, that's a quick process. I don't know how that process would occur theoretically because I'm crossing a county line, but I'll do it whichever way you want me to do it.
Gosh, I'm not really sure what's the best. So I'm gonna take a guess, and I'm sure in 30 days I'll probably regret it, just with my history and my regretting my own decisions. but I'm thinking that it's possibly better and more streamlined to just refile and give the
Okay.
judge that's going to have it have the opportunity of the first hearing rather than have to have all of this explained to him or her on a transfer. Your Honor, I also, and for Mr. Sanders, none of what I appreciate you interjecting. There's nothing, obviously payment cures this. I just wanted to be clear. I was maybe being a little overzealous as
Oh, I understand 100%.
All right.
All right.
Thank
This
you,
case
everyone.
is dismissed. I'm just going to indicate improper venue and then leave you to refile on your own. And Mr. Sanders, the other thing, just to explain to you, I don't know what resources are going to be available in Monroe County. They won't be the same ones here. So if you had
Correct.
contacted our Hawk services, I don't believe that the property being in Monroe County that they're going to cover that if you were going through
Right.
that process. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
very
Good luck
much.
to Mr. Sanders. Thank you, Your Honor. Pleasure being in front of you.
Thank you.
Yes. Good luck. Peninsula Place versus Keebaugh Henderson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rebecca Austin for plaintiff.
Keebaugh Henderson. I got an email from him.
Asking if I wanted proofs. I said anything he sent. I'm printing the file.
I have an email. I don't know if it was sent to you, counsel, indicating that he is attending BLC, a military course, and won't be able to attend his hearing today because he's in the military.
Right, you're right. I did not, but he did tell us, I think, when we were here last time, about 2 weeks ago, that he was going to be on some type of military assignment, beginning, I think, last Friday or something, and he likely would not be able to attend. And you promised you would not let anything bad happen to him, so I assume that you're going to adjourn the case.
And I'm not going to let anything bad happen. So you're right.
Because I think those were your exact words. I will not let anything bad happen to you.
Yeah. Okay. So he doesn't say when.
It's not just a trip today.
It's a drill, but he was also waiting, and counsel, I didn't write it down, but I think he's awaiting something from the military to pay this in full.
That is, yeah, Holly's here too. She's nodding. I think that is exactly
I
what.
see Holly. Holly's like someplace outside. Where Holly's like out, like
Looks
I
like
don't know
Holly's
what.
at lunch.
Oh, Holly's in. Okay, all right, very good. That's what I figured. It looked like she was at like at an outdoor cafe.
I think that's exactly right. I did not get that invitation, Your Honor.
Yeah. What I will do is, why don't I do this? Let me just adjourn it to my next date of May 8th, see where he's at and see what they do.
Very good. What time?
1 p.m. So I'll adjourn this to May 8th, 2026, 1 p.m.
Perfect.
All right. Then that's that one. Peninsula Place versus Lauren Goodwin.
Rebecca Austin for plaintiff, Your Honor.
What'd you say?
Was
She was here, but is no longer here. She just dropped, or
Well, Your Honor, she told you she was going to pay $300. She did pay $300. It dropped her balance down to like $200. I'm going to dismiss her case, and so maybe she got wind of that, and hence
good enough.
The call.
All right, I will dismiss her case. That is without prejudice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Peninsula Place versus Zaria Fisher.
Rebecca Austin for plaintiff, Your Honor.
She's
I'm
here.
here.
Okay, hello, Miss Fisher.
Hello.
All right, where are we on her case?
Your Honor, she did pay the $1,000 last week, which brought her balance to $1,505.51, and I don't believe she's made any other payments. And if Holly could, I think, confirm no more payments. No,
I
no.
did make a payment.
Holly doesn't
I
know. It's
paid-
not on the menu. What? No, I'm kidding. Okay, Miss Fisher, what were you saying?
I did make a payment today. I made a payment of $750. I was supposed to pay the balance in full, but I had another bill come up that I had to pay. So if you are
hold on,
to
Ms.
give them
Fisher.
a
You paid $750 today?
yes,
Okay. What time did you do that?
I did that at like 10 o'clock this morning.
Okay. All right. Holly, you know anything about that? Or
Did you bring a money order into the office?
I did.
Okay, so you were there speaking with Gabby when I was speaking with somebody else.
Yes. Yeah, that was me.
Okay. All right. Yes.
all right. So that was 750?
Yes.
All right. So trying to think of the best way to deal with this, but your monthly rent is how much, Ms. Fisher?
I think it's like 1089. I don't know. I just pay.
It's
I got a rental
$1,094.
rate of 1107.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
So here's what I'm gonna do. You've cut this balance basically in half, okay?
Yeah.
So listen real quick. When do you think you're gonna be able to get that other half of that 1,500 paid?
I can pay that by Friday.
By the 1st?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, Ms. Fisher. I'm gonna grant them a judgment for possession. What I'm basically doing is I'm locking that figure in, the 1505.
Mhm.
Okay, you've already paid half of that. And what will happen is this judgment will give you, I'm not including May in it, because if I go past the 1st, I've got to include your May rent in everything.
Right.
So you just get the other half paid, you'll be all set. And if they want to come after you for May and because you're not going to get that in on time, then they'd have to file a new case and come after you, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
It does.
All right, I'm just trying to do it a safe way for you. Counsel, including costs, your total amount, is it 1505.51?
Yeah, Your Honor, do you want me to take off that 750 to make that judgment more accurate if she made that payment? I don't want to.
I would if you have verification that the payment's made. I don't know whether what Holly was really saying was she saw her there and who she was talking to. I don't know if that was a verification of the payment. So I guess let's do it this way. Take it for the 15th. I think it was 1505.51. Is that
Yeah,
your
Your Honor.
balance? All right. So we'll take the judgment for the 1505.51. Or I'm sorry, yes, 51. And that's inclusive of cost and everything. We'll take the judgment for that amount. Under paragraph 10, indicate that the $750 payment by defendant will be credited against that amount.
Okay, perfect.
And we'll do it that way. You understand that, Ms. Fisher?
Yeah.
Okay. And then a writ date in 10 days, that will give you to the 4th to get it paid that Monday, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I get balance minus the 750?
I'm sorry?
Can I get the balance minus the 750? That's supposed to be
Okay,
credited.
that
So I know
should
how much.
be, bet you it's
755.
755.51. 755.51. I did that in my head.
All right.
I am so
And
proud of me.
Every day you said was May 4th, correct?
Yes, you need to get that paid by May 4th. Do you think you can get
Okay.
it done by then, Ms. Fisher?
Of course.
Pardon?
I said of course. Yeah.
Okay, if you can get it done, then I won't look at extending that time, but just get it done and then you'll be all set and then work on May.
All righty. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Take care.
You too. Have a nice one.
You do the same. And I think that's it, Ms.
Good.
Austin.
It is, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right.
you. Have a great weekend.
You do the same. Holly,
you.
enjoy yourself. Enjoy the weather. All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care,
I'm
guys.
sorry. My director has me out for lunch today because I got Employee of the Year.
Oh,
for last year.
congratulations,
No.
Holly.
No, don't apologize.
Thank
That's
you.
great. All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Linda Fry versus Erwin Bradley. Chief. Isn't, did we give him permission? Okay.
Once I search my name up, they're gonna be like, okay.
Mr. Bradley, you got a camera?
Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. Yes, sir. I am at work right now.
Go. No, you're good. You're good. We got you.
I only have
All right.
9 minutes on my break. I won't be able to stay on camera face to face if there's
No,
any,
okay.
like,
All right.
okay.
We'll let it happen. I've seen you that you're there. All
Okay.
right. He paid the 2,000. He was gonna pay
1,000.
Pardon?
Yes, I'm
Go ahead.
yes, I was trying to pay her 1,000 on the 28th, and I was trying to continue the payment plan of 1,000 every 2 weeks.
Is that acceptable to you, Ms. Fry?
Oh, it's not, because I don't want this dragged out all summer. I'm losing tenants over him, and I've already lost a good one, and I've got 2 more that are threatening to leave, and I just can't. If he pays up, then I can adjust. But I've gotten a lot of empty.
How much is owing?
3,000.
I think it's 3,400.
3,419.32, and that's with utilities only through mid-March. There's another batch of utilities coming in that'll be through mid-April, and then for however long.
Sir, if you pay the 1,000 on the 28th, that'll bring that balance on the judgment. If I enter a judgment today down to 2,400, when can you get 2,400 into her?
I could have it in, like, I would say a month. I could try to find a loan. I do have
Well, you're gonna have to do it
BHS.
before then. Here's what I'm gonna do. And I'm
Okay.
doing this I'm gonna grant a judgment today to lock this figure in. This isn't gonna include any of your May charges. It's only gonna include the charges for today. Gonna grant her a
Okay.
judgment for possession. Court finding no tribal issue after a hearing. And then what I'm gonna do in terms of the writ date is indicate that if defendant pays the $1,000 on the
28th, sir.
28th, that's on April 28th, then the writ extended to May 15th. So here's the deal. If you don't pay that on the 4th, the writ will issue on the 4th. If you don't pay that by the 28th, the $1,000, the writ
Okay.
will issue on May 4th, the 10 days.
Okay.
If you pay
Yes, sir.
the $1,000 on the 28th, I'm going to extend the writ date to May 15th.
Okay.
Give you extra time.
Thank
Got
you
it?
so much, Your Honor.
Not a problem. Thank you. Ms.
Okay.
Fry, you'll need to file a judgment reflecting that out at the front.
I file a judgment?
You file a judgment reflecting what I've ordered at the front counter.
Okay.
Thank you.
The clerk office?
Pardon?
It'll be down at the clerk office?
Yes, you'll pick up a
And
judgment down there.
Your Honor, I give her the cash, or do I bring it to the clerk's office again?
No, you give it to Ms. Fry.
Okay.
All right. I don't need to watch you guys count out. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All
Thank you
right,
so
have a
much,
good
Your Honor.
weekend. Court
You
stands in
too.
recess.
All rise.
Arbor Woods versus Reginald Hugan. And Alicia Hugan. Not here.
Oh, they're not present, Your Honor.
Oh,
Mr. Hugan is, okay.
Mr. Hugan is here. All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I did email over to Ms. Weidling a proposed consent judgment for Mr. Hugan to take a look at. I spoke with him yesterday and he had let me know of some payments that had been dropped off to Arbor Woods. this consent judgment, Your Honor, accounts for those payments. It also then indicates that defendants will make an additional $1,000 payment next Friday, May 1st, and then the remaining balance, which would include the May rental charges, on or before May 15th.
Is that a correct statement, sir? All right, you have that,
Yes, so only thing I got a question with, when they, so the extra court cost is for what, May already? Is that what that is?
I'm sorry?
The extra court cost?
Extra court cost?
Yes, is,
I don't have a copy of it in front of me, so, and it's my bailiff.
It
Your
looked
Honor,
like-
there's only court costs that have been assessed for the filing of this action, and those were assessed on the ledger on March 16th. I will say, just so Mr. Hugan is aware, they were charged at $242, but they're actually $246. So there's just a slight discrepancy with the exact number, but there have not been additional court costs charged for May.
Get that, sir?
I don't know, what she, I don't know.
What you just said? Okay, so you're talking about the 246?
Yes.
You think that that's something additional? It's not. What that is that that's their court cost.
Okay.
Okay, and it's only been assessed once. You won't have like a court costs that are assessed per case. They're not assessed per month.
Right. That's why I was like,
An extra amount.
because they telling me I need what I'm seeing on the bottom line, I need to bring in 13 something by next Friday. And I thought, that's what I was trying to figure
No,
out.
Mr. Hugan, it indicates that you're gonna pay $1,000
Okay.
next
Okay.
Friday, and then whatever the remaining balance would
Yeah.
be $318.96 plus your May rent, that would be due on the 15th.
Okay. That's
Right.
Okay.
That's what it says under paragraph.
Oh, that
10.
13 for the
13,
15.
the total amount that needs to be paid. Under paragraph 10, it lays out how it's going to be.
Okay.
That makes sense now?
Yeah, they called me. I'm just reading. I got my reading glasses. I get.
Okay, have your reading glass.
I'm just.
You could not read this tiny print on it. I get it.
I see.
What that says is plaintiff is holding and shall apply $100 payment to the balance.
Okay.
Due under line 2D, which is the 1318.96.
Okay.
That's the first thing. And then defendant shall pay $1,000 on May 1st.
Correct.
2026.
Right.
And then the remaining balance plus May rental 2026 charges on or before May 15th, 2026.
Okay. That's why I was like the remaining, when I pay this $1,000, shouldn't that clear up? That's what I was wondering. When that clear?
No, the way I'm going to read this, they're going to apply 100. So that's really going to bring the total to 1218.96.
Okay.
You're going to pay 1,000. And if I'm just looking at that balance, you'll pay the 1,000, you'll have $218.96 carrying over into May plus your May rent. And then by the 15th, you're going to pay that amount plus your May, the $218.96 plus your May rent by May 15th.
Okay. That's why when I came first, it was 2,100 I owed. That's why I gave him 1,100. That's what I was kind of confused on. That's why I dropped.
When you came to last time, it was $2288.90.
Oh, was it? Okay. All right.
We're going to pay $1,100 that Monday.
Yeah. Okay.
That brought it down. If I'm just ballparking, that brought it down to about the figure
Okay.
we have on here. So everything.
Okay.
I need to make sure you understand it. When I'm looking at the numbers, I get it.
I'm with you. You get it. I get it. I'm with you there.
All right.
I can't fault you.
You have any other questions regarding this?
I'm great.
I'm great. All right. What I will need you to do is at the very bottom, and I'll send a pen out with you. I need you to sign that at the very bottom on what will be your right-hand side.
Now, would you guys allow me if I come, to drop off some payments earlier than the 15th? If
I'm sure they will take your payments earlier than the 15th, Mr. Hugan.
Thank you.
See it at the very bottom.
Want me to date it too?
On your right hand? Yes, sir. Date it and sign it.
Today is the 24th.
All right.
think I did.
Any other questions you have?
I had no question.
All right. If you're aware that you have 3 business days to think about this, and if you believe that there's some legal reason, some misunderstanding on your part, some confusion, that you could file a motion with the court within that time frame to set it aside, doesn't mean that I will, but you have those 3 business days to do it. You understand that?
I'm agreeing everything you got. I'm with you.
Okay.
I have no problem.
All right. And so I'll enter that by consent as to defendant 1, by default as to defendant 2. And then we're all set, Mr. Hughes.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Well, bless them. Thank you.
Say hi to your wife.
I will. Thank you, sir.
Arbor Woods versus George Jones IV. He is. Your name?
George Jones IV.
Right. See where I can find it. There it is. All righty. I have a note here that his application for Hawk is in process.
Yes.
And the application will be finalized next week due to transition in funding source. What the heck that means, I do not know, but
Definitely an email.
huh?
I don't know what it means.
That's exactly.
I mean, other than
No, we would normally have a clarification if we had a real live person here, but they've taken that away from us for whatever reason. They say financial. I doubt that's the case. So that's where we are, Ms. Dornbush.
Understood, Your Honor. Please excuse
All
me.
right, so what's his monthly rent?
Mr. Jones, his rent is $705. He has a $20 pet fee. And then I would say that his water and sewer are under $60 generally, but they might get up closer to 70 or 80 or higher depending on usage, but that appears to kind of be the norm.
And he was, so what do you have as the current balance?
I've got Mr. Jones at $1,917.44.
Okay, so he'd still be under the 3,000 with May kicking in. Is there anything that you can pay between now and, well, within the next week or 2?
Not really. I'm not working. I did just accept an offer for a job, but I don't start it until the 11th.
Start it till
the 11th.
Why you can get the Hawk funding, but you can't do that. All right. What I'm going to do, rather than, I can do it 1 of 2 ways. But you'll be under the 3. I'm going to take a chance with him since they sent us this note. I'm going to adjourn it out to my next date over the objection of plaintiff, I guess, to the 8th, May 8th.
Okay.
2026 at 3 p.m. That's in person also.
Okay.
Okay. And hopefully the application will go through. They'll get everything there. You'll still be under $3,000 cap, and they're going to pay if that's the amount that they put in.
Right.
I just have to hope. All right.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Harbor Woods versus Sanasia Thomas. Did I say that right? No, I bet you I didn't. You're gonna correct me, and then I'm gonna feel bad.
No, thanks to Nigel, but I'm mom to Tanjanika.
Pardon? You're the mom.
I'm the mom.
Okay. She's not here.
She's at work.
At work. Okay, but you sent somebody. All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this?
With costs, Your Honor, $3,312.22. Your Honor, I did speak with Miss Thomas yesterday, and she had indicated that the monies that she was supposed to pay by Wednesday, she ended up having to use for another issue. But nonetheless, she anticipates getting some income next Friday, and that she would be able to have everything paid in full next Friday. So
By the 1st?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, you said that was $3,312. What were the cents?
22 cents, Your Honor.
All right. I'm trying not to make you talk too much, Mr. Dornbush. I don't. So what I'm gonna do is, ma'am, I'm gonna grant a judgment for possession. I'm gonna do that by default since she's not here. Just lock that figure in. I'm gonna give them a judgment for the $3,312.22. All right?
Yeah.
And you can let her know that I'll just have a written 10 days, so that's gonna be May 4th. So if she would have everything by Friday, she should be all set.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You are.
Arbor Woods versus April Tubb Streeter. Hello. Your name?
April Tubb Streeter.
All right. What is plaintiff's claim today as to what she owes?
With costs, Your Honor, $1,044.40. And Your Honor, the copy of the ledger that I sent over to the court
Yes.
does not actually include a $1,000 payment made on April 21st. But additionally, the court costs are off by $4. So if the court were to take off 1,000 and then add on 4, it should oh, there's some additional fees, Your Honor. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should just send this updated ledger to you.
Okay.
There's an additional $40 on this ledger that I don't think that you have because I think I attached the older one.
Got it.
I will send the new one right now.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, we had an issue kind of the last time, I guess. What's the issue? Do you see the ledger?
No, I don't have it, but I think that's what she's talking about, that $40 she's talking about.
Yes.
That extra $40 because I already paid them that. I came into the office for she checked, she had overcharged me over $100. Took that off. She noticed that I still owe $10 for 4 money orders that I had bought in. So I had to go get her a money order for I want to say $64 and some change. And for some reason on the ledger, it's still on there as I owe for 4 money orders.
Your Honor, the $40 I'm referring to is not the $40 she's referring to. It is a $30 late fee assessed on April 21st and a check payment surcharge that was based on the $1,000 payment from April 21st. The surcharges that Ms. Tubb Streeter is referring to are the ones that are on the ledger that Your Honor has. They're from March 4th. And as the court will note, and as I indicated last week, they're not on there twice. They are only on there one time.
I didn't say they were on there twice. I said I already paid it.
When did you?
So why would I be paying it again?
Well, when did you pay it?
I paid it to her last month. I have the money orders at home. If I'd have known, I'd have bought them. Like I said,
She's the one that raised the last time, Miss.
But you said that you was getting a ledger. I don't.
Your Honor, I'm not sure what she means by she already paid them.
I don't either.
Look,
for a charge to be paid by her, it has to be on the ledger. So you're dropping off a payment for $62.40 because that's what you say that the manager told you to pay, doesn't mean they're not going to report the applicable charges to the ledger. They have to even out.
You know what? I ain't even gonna deal with it. It's my fault. Next time I'll just make them write what I'm paying for because I know what I paid for. And I know what I shouldn't be paying for again, but again.
Well, ma'am, are you saying there wasn't a payment? That the payment? I see the $40 in March, attached on March 4th. You're saying you already paid those, and I'm trying to figure out where you would have paid them. Because, and the reason I'm saying that is it can be on your ledger, but whatever you paid in would also be reflected on the ledger.
It should be.
So
but just like
are you
overcharged?
Something's not, are you saying that there is a payment you made that's not reflected on?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's if you see the $65 money order with 60-something dollar money order on there, that's what the $40 was included at. At first, she told me at first it was just $30. But at that moment, I was bringing her in another money order. So she told me that I had to add $10 more to it because I was going to purchase another money order. So that made it $40 in money order. So that I had to pay them.
So how much was the money order that you paid them this $40 for?
Oh, Lord, I don't know how much the money orders were. But the one that was included where it was like 60-something dollars where the $40 went into for the money orders. I guess I owed them like 20-something dollars still.
Your Honor, what I suspect happened is that when Miss Tubbs Streeter went in originally, she went in with 3 money orders, one for $1,000, one for $301, and one for $870. And when she gave those to the manager said, paying by these 3 money orders means you're going to incur a $10 surcharge for each of these payments, meaning you owe $30. But if you're going to pay for that with a money order, that money order is going to incur a $10 surcharge, meaning that's where the $40 is coming from. But my client verbally telling Miss Tubbs Streeter that those charges are due isn't the same as putting them on the ledger. Every charge that she incurs goes on the ledger. A verbal statement is just giving her a heads up that these charges are going to incur when these payments get applied. If I'm misstating that, Miss Tubbs Streeter, please let me know. But that's what I'm surmising from what you're telling.
Yeah, I see exactly.
I just rather just.
Ma'am, I'm just going to tell you this. No, if you raise it and if there's a problem, I'm going to find it. But what I think where you may be confused about, I get now what happened. You brought in those 3 money orders. They told you there was going to be a $10 surcharge, that you were $20 short. Now I get what you were saying. You were actually going to be about $22.40 short. They tell you that there's going to be this $10 charge, right? You go and get another money, and plus you're going to get another money order. You're going to get, so you bring them back another money order, basically, presumably all happening at one time. This is all transacting on the 4th for $62.40. They put those all on your ledger on the payment side. So you paid everything. You then paid when the 40 went in, you then paid it. But when you're saying you're charged it again, you're not charged it again. I don't see that. I see that what happened on that day, you did exactly what they said. But if you look, I'm just going to circle them because I don't want you saying that they did something to you because I don't see it. You can hand that to. That's the ledger. And look at those 8 transactions that I've got there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one's 1,000, the 300, and then there's another payment, and then the 62.40, right? It shows all of those payments. So you put the 40 in that last money order, the 62, whatever. That's exactly what you said. But they didn't double charge you again because on your ledger, all that's occurring on the same day. They put the $10 in for those 4 money orders. So everything right then got paid.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
All right. So I don't see it. There's 1,044 left. I don't.
It'll be paid by Friday, Your Honor.
What, this Friday?
Well, I'm sorry, no, the 30th.
You can pay it by this?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Here's what I'll do.
One more thing, because I'm having a problem. Reason why I have to keep paying for these money orders because for some reason I can't get into their system, or when I need to make a partial payment, I can't. Like when I just made this payment, now I owe them $10 again because it wouldn't let me pay the $1,000 online.
And is that because of, it's usually because of some issue,
Your Honor, the system just doesn't, there's no mechanism in the
except
system
partial
for
payments.
to do the
Right.
partial payment.
Right, the system doesn't accept partial payments at this place. So I get that. So what date can you get? Do you think you can get it paid on the 30th?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this then.
That's Wednesday, right?
Pardon?
Wednesday, right? I said that's Wednesday, right?
The 30th is Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but you're trying to give yourself leave, but that's fine. I was just thinking of how I was going to do this. I wasn't going to adjourn it out, and I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grant a judgment for possession. And it was 1044.
0.40.
0.40. All right. I'm going to grant them a judgment for that amount. Okay. And I'm going to indicate that the judgment can be a little bit weird, but I'm going to do it this way. Judgment won't issue until the 1st with a writ date of the 4th. So it only seems like 3 days. But here's the reason I'm doing that. If you get that in, they're going to dismiss the case. Okay. But I don't want to adjourn it out until the 8th, because then if you don't pay it, there's going to be an issue.
It'll be.
So what I'm trying to do here is you pay that by that time, they're going to dismiss it. If you don't pay that by that time, I'm letting the time run for what would be an order of eviction. But if you get it paid, if you don't get it paid, they can enter a judgment, and then that Monday they're going to get a writ.
Don't worry about it.
And I don't think that's going to happen. So I just need to explain to you what I'm doing. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
And
no, she can.
she gave me a copy.
She gave you the new. Okay, then I'll take that from her.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Northville Estates versus Jessica Monarch.
This one's gonna be a dismissal, Your Honor. Let me double check and make sure I'm not making that up, and I'm pretty sure I got approval to dismiss that one.
All right. This case is dismissed. That's without prejudice. Northville Crossing versus Laura Vinton.
And Your Honor, this, I don't expect Ms. Vinton to appear. Excuse me. Your
This
Honor,
is your
the motion. Yeah,
or
we had
plaintiff's petition for disposal of the Buffalo home. I'm saving you some words here. Okay, Mr. Rivers, I've read the petition. Everything in that position is correct. Is that correct?
There is just some additional notes, Your Honor, that I just wanted to bring to the court's attention.
Go ahead.
There was a lien. We verified a lien, but it's been released by 21st Mortgage. So that particular party in interest is no longer in effect. And Your Honor, there was a second individual on the title. Leslie, I believe was the name, Leslie Vinton, but Leslie Vinton is deceased. And the title work that we verified with Michigan Secretary of State indicated full rights to survivor. So Ms. Laura Vinton is the only party in interest to this manufactured home, and we've attempted to locate her and serve her, and she is not here today. So we would request entry of the order that was filed with our proposal.
All right. And the order is granted. The order that was submitted to the court, I've cited that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Morrisville Crossing versus Jennifer, is it Kramer? Oh, okay. Jennifer Kramer and David Doble. Your name, sir?
David Doble, Your Honor.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Well, with costs, Your Honor, $1,991.59.
All right. And sir, did you get the well, today's the 24th. Were you going to pay the 1,000 today?
I did not get help from my girlfriend's mother, like it was stated, so I guess I'm gonna have to just make these honest efforts myself. I submitted a proposed payment plan to Ms. Dornbush. But I have $600 I can pay today, and that's included in the proposed payment plan. I also sent it to Ms. Weedling. I didn't know if that was the correct person to send it to.
Your Honor,
Yeah, okay.
I received an email from Mr. Doble at 2:25. I just opened his proposal. Your Honor, this indicates a plan through July, that I unfortunately don't have any
Authority.
authority to grant, unfortunately. I mean, if he wants to run it by my client, he can certainly do that. He wants to talk to them about it, but just historically, this isn't something that they would normally agree to.
All right, so let's see. 16. So, sir. We don't quite get there. Oh, no, we do. If you pay 14, plus you pay the 6 today. All right. Okay, sir, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find no tribal issue. I'm going to grant their judgment, but I'm going to try. What I'm doing, sir, is locking in this figure. I understand the circumstances that you're in. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. You need to pay. So I'll grant them the judgment with a writ to issue. And I'm going to say, you got to follow my dates here, May 4th. Okay. If defendant pays the $600, then the writ date's extended to May 8th. Got that so far, sir?
So $600 by May 4th, I'll be able to pay the $600.
You got to pay 600. You said you're going to pay $600 today.
Yes, all right, making sure I'm on track. Yep.
8th of the 4th. But if you pay that $600, then the writ date or when they could move to evict you is going to be extended to May 8th. Okay.
Yeah.
If defendant pays $700 on May 8th, then the writ is extended to May 22nd. All right, now I'm doing this all over the objection of plaintiff, but you see what I'm doing? I'm getting the first part of your payment plan that you're paying that and you're going to pay the judgment. So you're going to pay the judgment off, but all of these figures that I have here don't include your May rent.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a way to pay this amount off, and extra monies or whatever that you can put forth to May rent, you got to get May rent paid.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to do it that way.
Your Honor, what was the second payment? I'm so sorry, to extend it to the 20, I'm sorry, was it the
second
22nd?
payment of $700. If he pays that on May 8th, that extends the writ to May 22nd.
Okay.
The first payment of $600 gets him to the 8th.
And then the additional 700 that's 1,300, but it doesn't pay off the current balance. Am I missing a payment in there?
Yes, you are actually. And then he's got to pay $700 on the 22nd.
700 on the 22nd.
Yeah, that's what's going to end up happening.
Got it. Okay.
So he'll be paying that, but none of this includes May rent, but that gets him to the 2,000, pays that off, and he's got to figure out how he's going to get his May rent paid.
So he's going to pay the 600 today. That extends to May 8. On May 8, if he pays 700, then he's got until the 22nd to pay the remaining 700. That's due on the judgment.
Exactly.
Got it.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
if he does that, then the court is considering this resolved. And my client would issue a new demand for May, or is the court
Yes.
requiring him to pay May?
Right. Well, I'm not gonna order him to pay May because I don't know. When would you have May rent, sir? See, I just don't, I think he's gonna have to work something out with plaintiff or they're gonna have to file a new case. Because the numbers I see here, I can't work out within within the month of May, and I'm not going beyond that.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, it would have to be, I'd have to figure it out. I had it in the payment plan. It looks like I would still be behind to the end of May about $800, $811. And then and that's on
Yeah,
the
so,
second.
all
And
right,
then,
Mr. Noble, I realize what you're working with because you kind of explained it the last time. I get it. So what I'm trying to do is try to get you clear through April.
yeah,
Talk to your landlord. You'll have this, but talk to your landlord about how you can work out getting May paid and still get this done.
yeah,
Okay?
understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Style Farms versus Janelle Baker. Thank you.
And Your
Your
Honor,
name?
Miss Baker at $2,980.
$2,980.
Yeah, but payment came in for $707.29 on the 21st.
Okay. All right. And I have a note here that they are waiting on documents from the landlord. Attorney.
All right. Patty, have you gotten any emails from Hawk with respect to Miss Baker?
We have not.
Okay. Miss Baker, do you know who your caseworker is?
Yeah.
I
Her name
probably
is
have their email address and I can give it to Patty to send over.
Yeah, her name is Autumn.
Got it. That's all you need to say.
All right. So here's what I'll do. How are you doing today?
I'm hanging in there. It was my birthday the other day.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
29 again.
55.
Well,
Time.
close. That's it.
Yes, close. Yes, sir.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll adjourn her out to the 8th, which is my next date, 2026 at 3 p.m. Now, between now and then, because you're basically at the cap of what they pay.
Yeah. And
what can you pay between now and the 8th?
I can pay May rent.
Okay, that's good. So what's your May rent?
$960 plus
$915 plus a $45 month-to-month fee, Your Honor, plus the water sewer, which is metered based on usage. Miss Baker, have you gotten your water bill?
Not recently, no. I'll check on that though.
Please do.
Yeah.
So
your
what I'll
water
do.
bill's a bit higher than
it
was previously.
So you'll pay May rent plus your utilities you can pay that before, say, by May 7th?
Yes.
Okay. Pay that by the 7th. We'll see you on the 8th. Hopefully we'll have news then from Hawk and get you caught up.
Yeah. So what Autumn told me was that they are, and this may have been from like one of the cases earlier with the funding, is they are getting more funding in next week.
Yes.
Yes. And so
that is what I've heard.
Yeah. And so I like that once that funding comes through, the Autumn will make me a priority to get that.
Right. They kind of let us know, but
okay.
Person here don't really know for sure.
Yeah, because
funding's coming in May 1st.
Right.
And that people are really being put in there. And so those that we can get past that point will be at a better vote. So that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Style Farms versus Michael Moore. Name?
Michael Moore.
All right. And how much is owing?
1793.52.
He's on the sheet. Oh. Yes, he is. And they are awaiting requested documents from your office, they say here, Miss Dornbush.
Mr. Moore, who's your caseworker? Do you know?
Autumn.
Also, Patty, if you could likewise
Spoke with
send.
yesterday, and she
They-
just said that she's waiting to hear back.
Okay. Patty, if you
All right.
could likewise send Mr. Moore's lease ledger and W-9 to Autumn for Mr. Moore.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'm gonna adjourn you out to May 8th, 2026. What's that? 3 p.m. in person. Try to make sure if you communicate with Autumn that you'll have that they're operating on the correct figure, because you're gonna have May rent click in.
Okay.
And so see if what they could do is, I don't know if they can wrap it in, because as I said to the last person, we're all kind of waiting to that May 1st date.
Yeah, I think we had talked about that in the first meeting, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Hey.
May 8th at 3.
Yes, sir. Silo Farms versus Ashley Sayers. Not checked in. Ashley
Your Honor,
Sayers.
This, I
Yes.
believe, was a hearing set by the court following plaintiff's request for an order of eviction.
Yes, it was.
For this one.
You're right. She owed $391.16. I said no writ without a hearing. Did she get that paid or no?
Let me take a look here, Your Honor. So, Patty, can you pull up her ledger while I am trying to look at the file on my end? I got a whole stack here. Don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's right here, Your Honor. Looking at her ledger, the last payment made was on March 26th for $500, which was what was the case when we were in court. So unfortunately, no, she has not. The current balance is $62.65. And then obviously May coming due, that's gonna put her around $2,300-ish.
Okay. And she didn't make that payment, had the hearing. I'm gonna issue the writ.
Patty, you said that, did she?
Rachel, I don't know why, but you don't have an updated ledger. She made $700 on the 23rd.
Oh, my ledger's from the 23rd, Patty, so she paid
April
700.
23rd?
Yeah, but it's probably before you got it in, because it's not on here. So she paid 700, which means that she satisfied the judgment, Your Honor, but has not paid April.
Okay. She satisfied the judgment. Got it. Okay. So no writ will issue then on this judgment. Got it. Okay. Thank you, Patty, for getting us straight. Silo Farms versus Rex Barrington. And Joyce. All right, come on. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. All right, what's the balance on her case?
Your Honor,
I'm not really sure.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead, Mr. Dornbush.
it's $1,483.30. And Your Honor, just so the court is aware and Ms. Berenger is aware, after court last week, I did some skip tracing. I was able to locate Rex. I spoke with Rex. I have an address for Rex. He's willing to sign documentation necessary to try and get his name off of this paperwork so Ms. Berenger can get everything transferred into her name. And so that is in process. And I know at the last court date, Your Honor had encouraged Miss Berenger to contact Hawk for some assistance.
Yes.
Actually, Your Honor, Patty is just letting I'm so sorry, Your Honor. My apologies, Your Honor. I'll let Your Honor know what that's about here in a moment. Patty's letting me know that Ms. Berenger paid $1,283.30 yesterday.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So that's not on the ledger that I have, so bear with me, Your Honor. That leaves about
Sure.
$200 due and owing, I think.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, I need your name.
then Linton,
Yes.
Girlfriend Seniors. She has gotten funding about 1,400 from a Faith in Action worker. It's not me, so I can't verify it, but I talked with the worker. 1,400 is on its way.
So another 1,400 is on its way?
Did you pay 12? Is that what you said?
No, I have not paid
Yeah,
anything.
okay, so that's part of it, I'm assuming.
That's part of that.
That financial assistance that she received. And then a 200 should also be coming
Got it.
from a organization, yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're cobbling.
Yeah.
Well, not cobbling, but they're.
Exactly. And I'll have the coordinators reach out to the landlords and tell them, let the attorneys know and try to see if we can the communication there.
Okay. So what I am likely to do, given that information, particularly if we know where the 200 is coming from, if they could let council know or the complex know.
Yeah.
Great. So here's what I'm going to do, Ms. Berenger. I'm going to adjourn this case out, given the payment and everything, to May 8th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
It's likely you won't have to come back. If they, not that I don't want to see you, okay? But it's likely if they get that payment in, they're going to dismiss this one.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Or at least even get confirmation that the other 200 is coming. They may just dismiss the case out and then you're all set. It sounds like they've also contacted Rex so that if we run into this again, you'll be able to do this without having to worry about trying to find him to do whatever.
Will I be able to get reimbursed for all the money that I paid when they wouldn't let me sign the lease?
Well, they wouldn't let you sign the lease because
Rex didn't sign off on it, but I
Correct.
couldn't find him.
Right, you couldn't find him, but I wouldn't reimburse you from them, from the complex, because they did something extraordinary and reached out to try to make it sure in the future you don't have a problem. So they were doing something to try to benefit you at this time.
Okay.
Okay?
That'll work.
We could do what, so by May, then hope the month-to-month fee is gone, right? Then hopefully, or
Probably
will
not.
not be that fast, Your Honor, no. Both Mr. Berenger, Ms. Berenger both have to sign off on this documentation. There's a whole process for doing it. And so I will, myself or Patty will be in touch with Ms. Berenger regarding that process. But I can guarantee it will not be off for May.
why we're here, like, is there any clarity that they can offer why he has to come and sign something when he's been gone for 7 years
He's got to sign off on the lease.
that he doesn't live at? Okay.
Yeah.
So I would have to keep paying them month to month if he doesn't show up?
Even though he hasn't lived there for 7 years.
Yeah, I mean.
Not right.
They've asked her to sign in his place before.
His on the divorce decree. He got the vehicle, I got the mobile home. That's what happened. So I guess I'm talking to the wall.
No, you're not talking to a wall. I'm hearing everything you're saying.
Yeah.
I can only tell you they reached out. They're trying to help you. The complex is trying to help you out. They have their process for how it occurs. I understand legally why they're doing it that way.
Well,
and so they're doing it that way. And I, quite frankly, am appreciative that they did that because they didn't have to do it to try to get you into a point where you don't have that fee. But it's just not going to happen.
Okay.
Okay,
And
I
Your
guess
Honor,
I
my
got to take,
apologies. I missed the name of the young lady that's there with Miss Behringer.
yes, so did my staff. Your last name?
Like kitten, but with an L.
See, I told you. All right,
Your Honor.
all right, thank you, folks. Thank you, man. Harbor Woods versus Alicia Franklin, recall. Miss Franklin, did you get your babies? I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Nope. Did you put headphones in? No, she didn't. I don't know why.
Can you hear me
Yes.
now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, those are the grandbabies. And then I just got news that I'm gonna have my 12th grandbaby. And I told my son, happy anniversary.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Okay, you got them. Okay, very
Yes.
good.
Thank
And
you.
you were here, right?
Yes, yes, I
And you
was.
asked my staff if you could leave to do that. They said yes.
Correct, correct. And I
And
appreciate
you
that.
didn't have
Thank
to
you.
like have a whole email communication with Miss Dornbush and try to call her name, did you?
I did not. I did not.
You did
And I
not have
do.
to do all that. It's amazing when people do the right thing, how good things can happen. All right, anyway, never
Yes.
mind. All right, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, the total due at present, $3,916.71. I did have a conversation with Miss Franklin earlier this week, where she had indicated that her intent was to pay before court today. But it looks like I missed a call from her this morning, that she
Yes.
was looking for the updated balance. And so now that she has that, I'll defer to Miss Franklin with respect to when she thinks she can have it paid.
It should be paid already. It's already noted my credit to my should be on my ledger. If you look and see, it's done.
Did you drop off a money order or did you
It
pay
came,
online?
it came direct out of my account and they allowed me to pay through my portal. So it's a balance of like 139 and some change for next month, water and sewer.
Okay, Your Honor, the manager is not in the office, at
I can
present.
email you my, if you like for me to, when, I waited for your email too, for you to send me, just say hello and I can send you the ledger and proof of payment on my.
Okay, so Miss Franklin, let me get this right. You're
Yes,
saying you paid everything off?
yes, minus $139 because that's for next month for the, water and sewer. But it is
Gotcha.
paid in full.
Okay, no, I
Yes.
gotcha. But you paid what you owe currently through April.
Yes, I did. Yes.
All right, Miss Franklin, I'm gonna trust you that you did that. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in a big mess.
I
So
understand. I'm gonna send it to the,
hang on. I'm gonna
okay.
adjourn this to the 8th,
Okay.
2026 at 3 p.m. If they get it verified that you paid it off, they're gonna dismiss the case.
Correct. And actually, when I get off of here, I'll email it to her so she can actually see that it's $0 balance.
Okay, that's fine. However you do it, they don't have anybody in the office that can tell us today.
Well, she can see it on
But
my
so I'm gonna
portal.
do it this way. Hopefully, then the case will be dismissed and you'll be all set.
Okay. I
Okay?
appreciate that. So, all right.
Not a
Thank you
problem.
very much. Okay. So,
All right. You take care. Have a
thank
good
you so
weekend.
much. You do the same.
You're welcome. I think that's it for you, Ms. Dornbush. Patty, I think that's it.
I think that might be right, Your Honor. My files are a whole mess this afternoon, but yes,
That's okay. I have no more for you, so that's gotta be it.
I think that is correct. Thank you. Your
All
Honor.
right. You have a good weekend. Take care of that throat, please.
I will, thank you.
All right. Patty, always a pleasure.
You as well, thank you.
Delver Geo Properties versus Douglas Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, Delver Geo.
But he's on her sheet.
He's on the sheet. They're waiting. I don't know why this is. SOS note says they're waiting on client's SER payment determination. I don't know what that means. I didn't think they had to do that before anything. But
I don't know what that means.
If I had a live person, they'd be able to explain that to me and I wouldn't be so confused. But I don't. What would you like to do?
It wasn't as good as the last one.
I know. I gotta look at the still ready to do it.
I'd like a default.
All right. You've previously been sworn, so you may proceed.
Your Honor, this is an action for non-payment of rent. The defendant owes $3,375 in rent. The costs are $175. We request a default judgment for possession only in the amount of $3,550.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default for possession, redemption amount in the amount requested with writ issue in 10 days. Court calls the case of Eladot Property Management versus Nicole Freeland. Nicole Freeland? Oh, that's her?
And Mr. Gates, she went to get Mr. Gates, I think.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. All right. All right. Okay.
I'm Nicole.
Okay. Oh, here it comes. Your name, sir?
Aaron Gates.
All right. All right. Where are we on this?
You judgment.
Yes, I did.
Redemption period has passed. I came to court today with a request for an order of eviction and the $15 payment, but the defendants have filed a motion to set it aside. We've had a conversation. I don't have any extension to offer them, but I know they want to ask you for whatever you'll do for them.
We showed up 2 weeks ago for court. We had a 2 o'clock meeting. It got moved to 12 o'clock. We had nothing in the mail. No, we didn't receive anything until Monday the next week for that hearing. We're asked.
Do me a favor, slow down. All right. Just talk to me. Okay.
We showed up for 2 o'clock hearing and we found out it was moved till noon. And so you issued the judgment on that. So we're asking just for a extended.
Hold on a second. You showed up at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, sir.
And they,
What time was the hearing set?
the Zoom, when we
May I-
had Zoom with.
Ms. Engen, you see us make notes and it says 4:10 at 12 PM. So,
But when we
so
got,
you told us, I shouldn't say you, apparently you told everyone 12 at the time, because that's what Ms. Engen wrote down contemporaneously with the hearing, but I'm not doubting that Mr. Gates thought it was 2. Why?
Paperwork we received, it says 2 o'clock and then that.
I'm telling you what, I am looking at my note here. Or what I wrote that day, and I wrote 12. I mean, I wrote 2. So. Well,
I know when we asked for to write in the letter, the lady
For
showed
what?
us for whatever, and it did say 12, then it said 2, so it seemed like it got. It looked like on the, where it was written, where they can see it, it said you have to be at court at 2, and then somehow it got changed to 12 with, no, we didn't know.
So.
No, ma'am. Will you please sit down one minute?
She's not better than him. She
No, she runs.
Fine. Feels like I want to act that way.
Right.
All I can assume. Were the rest of your cases set at noon that day?
I think so.
On the 10th?
On the 17th.
No, the 10th.
No, the
It was
10th,
the
Your Honor.
10th, yeah.
Redemption date was the 20th.
Hold on a second. It also looks like I wrote 2. but I don't know. But it was probably supposed to be 12
You're saying.
on the 10th. I can see how there was confusion if.
And the grace of God, I called today and realized we had court.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I think if the clerks put it in, my circle drew over the one when I circled the date, when I circled the time. And then I issued the judgment. Okay. Let's assume it was the court's error. All right. And I'll take responsibility for that. I
Appreciate that.
Oh,
can you guys get this paid? Where are you guys with payment?
We're at like $1,000 from last month's rent,
So I think it's 1,100 or 1,200.
something like that, close to maybe 12. Like, I think it's a 1,109
Oh,
that we owe for last month.
we freaked out last week and we had to make a payment to our storage shed just in case we were evicted. So we had access to our storage shed, so we did not make a $300 payment. But we can make our $300 payment every week. And we're still in contact with the Faith in Action Company, and they're still they're still talking to us. They have not made a decision yet on whether or not they can help us.
They're currently 1196.83 on the 1st, which is a week from today.
Yeah, so
they'll be at 2594.83.
May I say something?
Yeah.
I've been laid off for the last 4 weeks. I've been filling out paperwork in your courtroom today for job applications. I had 2 good opportunities today for a job, and hopefully I can get it next week. And if I can get that next week, we can make better payments, get paid off, and get back on track.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
If I told you you guys had to come up with $1,200, how fast do you think you can come up with that?
Both good advice to borrow. No, I don't know.
I mean,
No.
2 weeks is the best I can say. I don't want to stretch it past that because I can't say anything, but 2 weeks I can ask people. It's best I can say. I mean, in 2 weeks when they have 600, so I'm asking for 600. So that's where I'm at. That's not trying to hurt my family on food and everything else. So I'm not trying to take away from them on that.
No, I got you. I don't.
May I? May I? While you're fashioning a remedy, I'll remind you that there's a money judgment in place currently for 1481.83.
Correct. That was the judge. That was the redemption.
If we come back and you order a judgment on the 1st, and if they still don't pay and move, then the money judgment amount.
Right.
That's all.
That's why I was trying to think of a way to try to do this to give these guys a shot, because they've been coming here and I know they're trying. I mean, I can't say anything else about you. You're not coming here trying to get me smoke about what's going on. Just doing the best you can each week, right?
I don't make $350 a week. It's just
What'd you
hard.
say?
I only make $350 a week. Just trying to use that, make it work. Sorry.
All right. How many kids you got?
It's the one.
Listen. All right, let's do this. All right, and Give me an honest answer about when you could come up with 1,200. I mean, you guys have been operating on a wing and a prayer at times, and you doing whatever, but I just need to know what date you come up with $1,200.
Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah.
I think best we can do is 3 weeks on 1,200, and that's gonna push us into May, which I know.
Well, hold on.
Okay, yes, sir.
Getting ahead of
Yes, sir.
yourself, okay?
Yes,
I asked you a simple question.
3 weeks.
Yes, let me put it to you this way. Can you come up with 1,200 by the 15th?
Yeah.
Of May? All right, so that's like what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do anything with May rent at this point. They come in, they're gonna see you for May rent. That's gonna happen, but hopefully you'll get a better job. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to deny your motion. To stay with, or just set aside the judgment and stay the rest.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna sign the order of eviction. I'm gonna do all of that. However, order of eviction not be executed until the May 8th, on or after May 18th.
Issued or executed.
May not be executed till May 18th. I'll sign the order. Okay,
That's it.
understand that, folks?
Yes, ma'am. Or, yes, sir. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Dancing.
It's okay, you gave me a promotion. But, so what I'm doing is chance to get this judgment paid off.
Yes, sir.
The amounts that, this doesn't include anything to do with May. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you gotta get that 1,200 into them as fast and as soon as you can,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
Got that?
Sir.
Okay.
Is that them or do you?
No,
Escrow.
you pay it right to them.
Oh, okay.
They'll understand that if they get that 1,200 or the 1196.83, but if they get the 1,200,
Yes, sir.
that rate is no good. They're gonna have to come after you for May.
And the 15th is a Friday?
15th is Friday. I gave it, they can't do anything to the 18th, that Monday.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Your Honor,
I,
on the order of eviction, we've done this a few times and they've been posted with a 24-hour notice. So on this one, and I think going forward, what I'd like to do is add a line that says, do not execute before May 18th. And while I'm here, highlight it on all 4 copies and turn it in the courtroom. And that way you can initial it there.
okay.
Hopefully we won't do that. If it gets posted before the week of the 11th, call your landlord and call my office right away.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. And thank you.
Not a problem. You guys are good people. You're trying, I get you're trying. And I have to appreciate the fact that every time you come here, one of the things that impresses me about you too is you're trying to do it, but you're also trying to take care of your family. I now clearly understand why when I look at that little one.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You guys take care. Have a great weekend.
You as well, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you again.
Bye-bye. See, that made my day. Yep, what'd you say?
That made it back from the.
I don't care about her. What's she gonna do? Really? But yeah, it did make it a lot better. Thanks. Golf site like 1 and 2 versus Lakia Williams.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Lakia Williams. Not checked in. Please tell me she got paid. Lakia Williams. No, I think. Seriously? All right, you've been sworn. You may proceed.
Your Honor, this is an action for non-payment of rent. The defendant owes $1,504.39 in rent. The costs are $214. Because there's two defendants, Karen Williams also, for a total of $17,1839. This is a possession only judgment. We request the default judgment with a writ to issue after May 4th, and I'm just looking to see when the last payment was made.
Somewhere around the 10th, probably.
Paid $3,000 on the 3rd.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That's by default for possession, redemption amount, and the amount requested with a writ to issue in 10 days. Southside Lake 3 versus Latanya Pufall.
James Snake for the plaintiff.
Ms. Powell?
Hello, yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Okay, where are we on her case?
320351.
All right, Ms. Powell, where are you on this?
Well, I know I can make a payment on Monday.
The 27th? How much can you pay on Monday?
Like $400 or $500. And I'm still waiting.
Did you apply for assistance?
No.
She was gonna get her tax fund.
Okay. What happened to your tax refund?
I'm still waiting on it.
Why didn't you apply for assistance?
They won't help me.
Did they say that?
Yeah, that's what they tell me every time.
Why won't they help you?
They said I
make
too much. But technically I
Okay.
don't, because I'm not even really working full time right now.
Okay. Look. You need to get on the phone, call Hawk.
Okay.
I'd like to say we'll wait on your tax refund, but I don't trust the federal government for anything, not these days. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna grant them a judgment finding no tribal issue for the full amount. 3,051. I'm gonna grant them the judgment, so just listen to what I'm doing here. But a writ, they're not gonna be able to issue a writ till the 15th of May.
Okay.
All right, now what that's gonna do, you need to get on the phone to Hawk, call them today. You have that number?
Yes, I have it.
Okay, call them. There are a couple of different programs that you might qualify for, even though your income is a little bit higher. But you're telling me your income really isn't that, okay? So call them, see what they can do. I'm giving you extra time to get that done, but call them today. You hear me?
Okay.
All right,
Alrighty, thank you.
you're welcome. And then I think I have Forrest Noah versus
Do I have another
Combat.
hearing coming, or?
No, I gave him the judgment, so you
Okay.
won't have another hearing. You got to get this part done. Let's
Okay.
see if we can get it done. Okay.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
I know you want to come back and see me, but I got to take other things. You
Thanks,
didn't have to
you.
let that hard at it. Okay. All right.
All right.
Take care. Have a good
You too,
weekend.
bye-bye.
Forrest Noel versus Khalid Ahmed, Forrest Noel versus Smith, Strong Future Homes versus Womack. Those matters are dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice. Thank you, Mr. Frank.
I was dismissed for comment.
Your name?
Alan Ahmed.
Yes. You were, I don't know if you're all good, but your case is dismissed. No, I'm kidding.
If they want to argue, I got a little more energy.
No, you're all set. Thank you. All right, the 3 o'clock, you got to set up that block, play that. I'll get out of here. I'm going to get these people home for dinner at some. What are you going to yell at me?
Oh, no.
No, not you. I'm talking to him. Were you gonna yell? Why'd you lean forward? No, I'm ready to fight now. What do you want to do? What? 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 Stop, is he yelling at me? Oh, yeah, don't do that, because see, I got Gordon here. I got people. I'll bring them. All right, I'm gonna step out for a minute. We're gonna play the tape. I'll come back. I'll come back. You calm down. Court's in recess.
All right. You may be seated.
Right, Michael Vaughn, are you?
Versus Joshua Bertram. Sir, if you did need a copy, you can stop at the counter. They'll come down and grab it and then make you a copy if you need it before the mail comes. All right, thank you. Your name, sir?
Joshua Bertram. Good.
All right. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, I've had a chance to speak to Mr. Bertram a couple times on this matter. And I would respectfully request the court adjourn this matter for 2 weeks. Where we are is he owes $1,815. He makes too much money for Hawk, for SOS, but he probably qualifies for MAP. But they've closed this month because they only put out so many. So I spoke to Zachary at MAP today, and Zach gave me his work cell, which I gave to Mr. Bertram. He's going to call Monday and make an appointment for Friday, which is May 1st. And he's going to get him whatever documents. I mean, there's no guarantee that he qualifies,
right,
but I'm hopeful. So he's going to take him the documents. I'll get him the documents that I need to get to him. And I also confirmed that their limit is $3,000 now. So even if we add in $800, it'll be $2,600. So we'll be okay.
Limit's 3, not 2.
Their limit is 3, not 2. For today.
All right.
Yeah, I had a case where it actually changed in the middle of the case.
Did it?
Like the stock exchange.
Yeah, it's just good. Okay.
The other thing I will say is, and I don't really want to broadcast all of his personal. He's been, I like Mr. Bertram. I've worked with him for many years. I worked with him both through SOS, and I think you're with CMH, right?
Yes.
And he gets paid on Wednesday. But a couple months ago, he borrowed from a cash advance place and to pay his rent, which I can appreciate that he's trying. But it doesn't make any sense to borrow 6 to repay 9,
right,
and he needs to repay that. My thought would be, which is why I asked all the questions to Josh, to pay that off, get rid of that. And in the future, if there's an issue, call me rather than borrowing money from them. And other thing is, and I mentioned this to him, MAP actually is a payee service.
Right.
And if you feel like you're not managing your funds well, you might want to talk to Zach. Doesn't do it, but there's somebody else at MAP that does it, where they might be able to help you.
I had explained to David here that I haven't really had a lot of financial education. So I was kind of thrown out into the world early age. So I could use some education. I was looking into classes, possibly learn how to better be more responsibly financial.
Okay.
And then I explained to you last time I saw you, not on the Zoom, but last time I was here in court, that I'm at that printing service in Maryland, right?
Yes, sir.
But we just started opening up overtime hours.
Okay.
So I'm doing my best. I'm even applying for second jobs. I'm really trying to bust my butt to keep a roof over my head.
All right.
Which is why I'm working with him, because I've always seen him trying really hard to make this work, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make it work also.
We'll work it out for you.
Right, but those cash advance places, I mean,
Predatory.
yeah,
All right.
I don't want to do that unless, yeah, you don't want to do that.
So I'll adjourn it out May 8th, 2026 at 12 noon. All right.
And hopefully we'll get the money from MAP and we won't even have to come back.
All right.
Can I ask you something off quick?
Sure.
If we do come across shirts for Maryland, what size do you wear?
I can't accept gifts, but I do wear a medium to large. All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're gonna have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Mary Gwinan versus Michael Vaughn. Hello. Your name?
Christine Schutz. I'm the daughter of Mary Guinan on the lease.
Yes, that is correct. And you were on, we went through this the last time.
Yeah.
All right. Michael Vaughn?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
All right. So where are we on this case? Did you pay the 1,000?
I paid 1,500 on Monday.
He did pay 1,500, so he now owes $1,403.
1,403?
Yep.
All right. And sir, when are you going to get that paid?
It's a little uncertain right now. I have May rent coming up, and I plan to pay that in full. Next week, I have 2 jobs that I'm going to be finishing up, and I should have an extra $1,000 after, by Friday next week. So I planned on putting 50% of that towards my back rent and then saving some to be able to pay May rent. I'm also applied for assistance through DHS. And I actually have to go upload some of the information after this.
Okay, are you there by yourself?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so the most DHS is gonna pay is about $410. I think we might have gone through that the last time. I don't know.
Yeah, that should help a lot. And I'm also seeking, I've asked my parents for loans, and they said they probably could help out.
Okay. All right, so it's 1,403. That's everything that he owes right now.
Yes, and then of
Okay.
course, May 1st is 1,300.
It's 1,300.
So he'll be back to 2,703. And as I
I'll be
said,
able
this is
to pay that.
All right. Folks, I can do it one of 2 ways here. All right. I could issue a judgment today, basically free this number, but not including May. Right. And then you would have until the 4th to get this paid. And then you got to figure out May without the court's intervention. Or I can adjourn it to my next date, which would be May 8th. And at that point, the number will go up because was it 1,300 you said?
yeah, he owes 1,300 for May rent.
Right. So that number would then be added to this figure if nothing's paid. So you'd be at the 2,700.
Right.
I will be able to pay May 1st for May's rent.
Well,
I was just gonna say, we've been through this a lot. I've offered for him to break the lease. I mean, he could find a place cheaper. He's out July or June 30th anyways. And if you're in landscaping, I would think it would be easier for you to go now than later.
It wouldn't be. I went all winter with no work. I'm struggling to catch up right now.
I understand that. So those 2 options I gave, I understand what you're saying. Which one would you prefer?
So I would prefer, you said he has to pay the 1,300 and the 1,403 by the 3rd.
No, if I issue judgment today, it's just going to be the 1,403. That would be on the judgment form. He'd have to get that paid by the 4th.
And what's the second?
The second option is I adjourn it out, but now May's rent clicks in. And he's got to get that paid. And it might extend some time for him, but only if he's paying something.
Okay, and so the next time, because it's the fourth time I'm here, so the next time we'll make a for judgment.
Fourth time?
I did on Zoom.
I only had 3, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking my 4 Fridays, so I'm gonna make a 5th Friday.
Yeah,
But I will do the 5th Friday because I want to make sure he pays
May.
May.
Got it. Okay.
And then there'll be a final judgment.
Well, there'll be a judgment would be my anticipation, but I'm trying to figure out between, sir, if I adjourn it out to the 8th,
Yes.
what are you going to pay between now and the 8th?
The May's rent and then whatever I can towards the back rent. I'm anticipating at least 5 towards what the remainder that I owe. It depends on how these jobs go, really, because
I know,
you know,
but,
people.
but
Yeah.
sir, listen,
Yes, sir.
I'm asking for a number because there has to
Okay.
be some surety for the landlord about what they're going to receive.
Understood. So
Your
the
pay rent
1,300.
is
Sorry.
1,300.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And then I would like to pay 500 towards the back during that period too.
So here's what I'm gonna write. I'll adjourn it out under this condition. And that's May 8, 2026 was that gonna work for you? or-
Yes, yes.
Well, okay, because I remember
Yeah.
okay, the 1 PM will work. So,
Okay.
and I'm gonna indicate that you're to pay the 1,800 to the landlord by May 5th. So I want it paid by that Tuesday.
May
And
5th.
then once I
Gotcha.
get here, if there's 1,800 paid, it may be that I don't take a judgment if he's gonna come up with that other 1,000, then that's left. But if that's not paid, then yes, you're gonna get a judgment that day. All right,
Have a great day.
you do the same.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
Aaron.
weekend.